Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, maybe I should say. Happy Saturday. Good to have you folks here. My apologies for having to miss Wednesday, but you know how it is sometimes. As long as I make it up, I figure it'll be all right. That's what replays are for. Well, Doc is here on the weekend. I haven't had a ton of time to prepare for today's stream, but I do have some content in mind. We're going to be starting off with well, actually, let me ask you folks, because I have like a couple things. I'm definitely going to use some of them, but I've got Rosee went live yesterday. I have not had a chance to preview it. If anybody has seen it, if you think it's a good one to react to, raw, I will do so. Otherwise, I've got one in the bank that I already took some notes on, which I was planning to start with, the one where she does the swimming. So I was planning to start with that one. And I've also got an archive of an old stream. Shout out Nikki T for doing the archive, fellow reaction channel. I'm sure for basically all you've already know her. But her archive is a really good video about Rosee trying to call the police on an Uber driver. She basically picks a fight with the guy, and it's absolutely, I mean, it would be, I want to say hilarious. It's actually kind of upsetting, but considering that it works out okay in the end, nobody actually gets in trouble, it's pretty funny. So with that out of the way, let me welcome you fine folks in. Happy Saturday, y'all. Happy Saturday, JV. You're overdosing on Roz, right? Everybody's been covering her lately. I'm kind of into it. I know I'm gonna burn out soon, but I have not burnt out yet. So until I do, I'm full, both feet, full steam ahead on Roz's neck. Okay. Welcome in, Rory STFU. Welcome in, Detective Coaches. Welcome in, Grateful Life. Hello. Those boobs haunt my Rosee's cleavage is should get a warning sign on that stuff. Like if kids see that, they're going to be scarred for life. Used to be Harambe, now we got Roz, the big mammal in the room. Yes, and everyone, please, if you're enjoying the stream, hit that like button. If you're not enjoying it yet, that's fair. Maybe hit it later. It's cool, Daddy-o. Oh, 2 snaps up. Skipping the swimming, want to go to the new one? Fair enough. Welcome in, Miss Jarella. Hopefully you're having a great day. Raw dog Roz, right? I'm not Rem. Speaking of Remy and Roz, I've got a new couple's name. Remfield and Rose Ferratu. Remfield and Rose Ferratu. I think that's great. I think it's hilarious. Welcome in, Elizu. What up, tubes? Welcome in, Angelic Ya. Is this your first time over in my chat? I know I've seen you in some other chats, but welcome in if this is your first time here. If not, I'm sorry I don't remember you last time, but good to have you over here. All of her lives are starting to blend together in my mind. The pool live was extra obnoxious. Okay, so I'll take that as a vote for the pool. She's just the hot new jam right now. I mean, I think people are gonna cool on her a little bit, but unless Foodie steps it up, unless Amber does something, really crazy, it's gonna be Roz. That's neck fat, not real cleavage. Press X to dap. Like button engaged. Thank you so much. Welcome in, Amanda. Hug and Kiss 9065. Hey, wonderful. Thank you. We always appreciate all of the lurkers, and we always love all the first-time chatters. So thank you so much. First time in. We're glad to have you, Angelic. All right. So I think we got most of the Rem Job. You like Rem Job? Rem Job's good too. Rem Job's good too. But hey, we're all about variety here. Diversity. We got all kinds of different names, different opinions. So I'm gonna test out Remfield a little, but Rem Job's good too. Okay, so I think we're gonna raw dog the new one because it sounds like some of you think it's good, some of you haven't seen it yet. Let's start off with that, and let's just give it a shot because I have not seen it yet, and I new content is always the currency of the realm in Gorlworld, right? New streams are what people want to see, including me. So let me pull up her channel. One moment here. And I'll cut off the music in just a second. Let's see. Turkey Love Roz. And I would like to cover the one where she goes off on the Uber driver. I thought that was really good. So I will like to do that one later. But okay. Oh, she's going live later today as well. Okay. Honey roasted carrots and ramen. That is going to be good. I hate ramen. But let me rephrase that. I don't hate all ramen, but I hate the Gorlworld style ramen where they fill it up with extra mayonnaise and extra salt and extra all kinds of garbage. Okay. So I think we're almost ready to start. All right, and if anybody has not had the chance yet, be sure to vote in the poll. We got a poll here where you can guess what Rosee's weight is. It's either 500 plus pounds, 600 plus pounds, or limited only by infinity, which is showing off a little bit of mathematical notation there because it's just a number too big to write down. So let's get back to the main event here. So cut down that music. Where is it here? All right, let's get started on the Roz train.
Hello, Havy Wavy.
And hopefully the audio balance is good. I want to make sure she's loud enough, but her audio is all over the place sometimes.
Sakoshi, Outlet. Hello, welcome in, everyone. Sorry, I didn't put this in the tripod yet. Oh, my hair looks insane. I got distracted. I'm gonna be real with y'all.
Does her hair look clean?
Let's see. Yet. Not is no one's fault but mine. So it's okay though.
It looks clean for her. It actually looks wet, like she may have washed it not that long ago. It doesn't look like dirty, at least. At least I can't tell really, to be fair. But we'll see. We'll see if it dries off or if it stays that way.
Because we have to wait for people to get in anyway. 6 p.m. for you? Yeah, me too.
We're probably going to skip ahead a little bit because I do want to see the cooking that she does.
Hello. How is everyone doing today? I hope all is well. Hey, Sky Blue. Hey, Farah.
Remalema Ding Dong.
Hello. Hi, Brooke. Hey, Bonus Sandwich.
Love it.
Hello. Oh, I need to remember to say this later, but I'll say this at the top.
She is a real authoritarian. She absolutely would be a dictator if she had the power to. I mean, look at how she runs her chat. She is like a real authoritarian dictator. She really is. So, oh yes, and with the Uber driver, that was another good point. She showed how she talks all this stuff about racial equality and trying to think of the right words for it. Just she's always trying to be politically correct. And in that vid with the Uber driver, she could not have been less politically correct. I'll just say it like that. I'll let you give the details when we go watch it. So let's get back to this clip here. Look at some of your chat as well. Oh, and welcome into any lurkers. Welcome into anyone watching the replay. Welcome into all the channel members, and thank you as always to the mods, and of course, glad to have all of you chatters. Hopefully that's everybody. If I miss anybody coming in, my apologies. Sometimes I get a little busy trying to keep up with the chat, but glad to have you here. And if you would like me to see something, just type it again. Once, if I miss it, there's no, you don't get in trouble for typing something twice. So if you really want me to see it, just type it twice, and hopefully I will. And if I don't, well, sometimes leave a comment after the stream, and I'll definitely see it then. That's actually, okay, that's my best advice. If you really want me to see something, the best way to make sure is to leave a comment on the stream replay, because I'll definitely see the comment.
Replay. I've rescheduled.
Oh, and let me know if the volume balance is not good either.
Members only live that normally is on Fridays for Saturday at 6. Because something's come up. I made a community chat post for members, like as soon as I found out. I have a scheduling conflict. I'm planning to either do something pre-recorded or live.
Which one's redder with more pimples?
I'll know by Saturday.
Actually, she does. To be fair, Roz doesn't really have bad skin like that. I take it back. But I still love the comment.
But yeah. Hello. On Saturday was better for me. Awesome. That's the thing too. So that's why there was a period earlier this week for other reasons. I was like, maybe I should do a live earlier than Friday, because I just wasn't. I kind of had something else I wanted to do tomorrow that I might be able to do in conjunction with the other thing. But I just didn't ever like flesh it out, and it was just kind of like a maybe thing. And then I got some news today about tomorrow and something I've scheduled. So yeah. Wait, how does this fit again?
This is such a long live. Unless there's something really good in the beginning that you want me to see, I'm going to fast forward it just a little bit to get to the part where she starts drinking her tonic. Because usually the intro is kind of slow. And I'm not going to be able to watch the whole thing, so we're going to have to miss some of it no matter what. So I think it's better to miss a little of the beginning.
San, welcome. Thank you for being here. I'm going to add edamame to my bowl. Hi, Brittany. Thank you so much for saying you love the yellow. It was glitching for Heavy Wavy first, and maybe it was...
Welcome in, Duddy.
Heavy Wavy? No, Heavy Wavy. Heavy Wavy. Heavy Wavy.
Oh!
L-theanine.
Interesting theory from Alizu. I never really thought about Rosee being a filter abuser. You know, it's so I'm so used to Glitter, who's like really over the top and obvious with it. But I mean, why wouldn't she? She's certainly vain enough to do it, and she's dishonest enough to lie about it.
Thank you, L-theanine. Thank you, L-theanine. Rosee, remember that. L-theanine.
Oh, and I looked up L-theanine. Theanine is an amino acid found in green tea. So I could be mistaken, but I believe it's basically what's referred to as green tea extract. So I believe that's what it is. As far as actual medicinal value, questionable. It might have some benefit, but I'm pretty sure the amount that Rosee is consuming in that tonic isn't going to make any real difference, even if it would be something beneficial for her.
Yeah. Hey, Karma. What's up? Yeah, I'm really sorry about the glitches, guys. That was wild. It was just like a lot happening all at once for me. A little late. You're good. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's so annoying.
Okay.
So there's like I think you get a different. I mean, actually, I saw like there was like different.
So we got one vote for theanine being recommended as a supplement from Mr. Rella over there. I've not actually tried it in any significant amount. I think I'd taken a supplement before, like once or twice, but I never really tried it. So, I mean, I do know, from my understanding, I don't know of any like negatives or downsides associated with it. So that's what I always like. Whenever I'm dealing with nutritional supplements, any kind of natural supplement, I always try to look at A, are there side effects, and B, how expensive is it? If there's not a lot of if there's not like side effects and it's inexpensive, I'm usually willing to give it a try.
I think some liquor stores had it. Like, you can get this at a lot of different places if you just Google like Willie's Social Tonic or Willie's Remedy. Or Gina. Hey, Kaz. Hell yeah, I'm gonna get you through the washing up. Let's go. For the other stuff, yeah, I don't talk about that because I have crazy people that watch me, so no. But I get stuff where I get it. And yeah.
So this tonic she has, I looked it up on the internet. A few people have looked it up at this point. If I remember correctly, it contains 10 milligrams of THC. It contains 200 milligrams of theanine. And I don't think it really has much of anything else. I think it has a little bit of CBD in there, but CBD is basically like non-psychoactive. Like, it doesn't really make you feel much of anything. But yeah, so there's 10 milligrams of THC per serving. A good way to estimate how much is 10 milligrams of THC, from my understanding, a puff off of a THC vape is usually about 10 to 20 milligrams, depending how long you puff on it. So a good solid puff off a vape is equivalent to at least 2 hits off of this drink. So it's not especially strong.
And okay, let's focus. I just need to grab a cup. I'm not gonna bother doing the whole fancy schmancy cup.
Right?
Yeah, it's really.
I looked that up too.
THC.
Thank you, Eliza. No money for a doctor, no money for insurance. Can't afford. She's so oppressed, underprivileged, but she's drinking $90 bottles of THC tonic. Must be nice, right?
Now I'm getting really annoyed. My phone is just barely 2 years old, and I don't know if it's
Basically.
I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, if it's YouTube. I don't know, man. But like, yeah, the glitchiness is getting irritating.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, in fairness, it's not a very strong drink, but yeah, she drinks enough of it that it does go down pretty quick. It's welcome in Grateful Life. I didn't already welcome you in. Yeah, it's expensive. No two ways about it. It's probably the most expensive way to consume THC, because if you were just trying to go buy THC from like a dispensary, or like a vape cart has like what, 1,000 milligrams in there, something like that, 800 milligrams, 500 milligrams. Depend. I mean, I guess they have the small ones, but if you get one of those big vape carts, it's got like 800 milligrams in there. And I've admitted this before. Dr. Phil does have a card, prescription THC card, so I do get some of that on occasion. So I am aware of what it contains. And I don't have any issue if anybody chooses to use some THC. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world, but like anything, it can be a habit forming, and if it becomes a problem, it can become a problem for some people. But that out of the way, yes. So one cartridge of THC vape cartridge is like 800 milligrams, 1,000 milligrams, and it's like $20, like $20 for 1,000 milligrams. She's paying $90 for 170 milligrams. Nothing against enjoying a tonic if you're wealthy. If you have the money to afford it, enjoy it. But it's when somebody's claiming poverty, it just feels really odd watching her, consume the most expensive form of this stuff money can buy.
So yeah, I would say that this has I read it on the website and I was like, oh, okay. Lemon, lime, passion fruit, and cannabis flavors. Yeah, my hair is getting long. I remember watching your live like around a year ago, and you said you had a stalker or something like that. What happened with that?
I think she asked them to leave her alone, and that was all. And they did, right? Isn't that what happens with all Rosee stalkers? Oh, and somebody else mentioned this the other day. I don't remember who it was, but maybe it was Elizu. But somebody said, what happened to all of her stalkers in Texas? When she was in Texas, she had all of these, quote, stalkers following her, taking her picture. They wouldn't leave her alone. As soon as she got back to Florida, they all disappeared. Like, stalkers don't care where you live. Stalkers stalk. They are relentless. That is, by definition, they are relentless. They're not easily dissuaded from stalking. Oh, well, she's a little far away, so I'm going to quit stalking. That's not how it works, folks. So yeah, it's really pretty crazy.
I mean, he said something to my house yesterday. So
I'll be right back. I gotta mute myself for just one moment.
It wasn't even live when it happened, but whatever. Probably like the 10th time now. I don't know. I lost count. I didn't document a few of them in the beginning when I kind of wish I had. Phone companies practice planned obsolescence. Yeah, you know what that fucking word is. Anyway, to force you into buying a newer models, exactly. Tell the creep design Willie's next time. It's fun. But yeah, I think this stuff is so good. Like you have converted me, Tequin. That's for sure. I think I have just enough for one more drink for me. I might add a dash of my other stuff. Am I all right? I mean, what other choice do I have besides to just cry about it and be upset? Like, what else am I gonna do?
Sorry, folks, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Yes, you can buy it online. There's a direct website. It was like they had a 20% off deal when I looked at it the other day.
She forgets her lies, right?
I'm gonna have to wash a cookie sheet.
Good point.
So it does. It's actually a little more fast acting than my other concentrate.
Oh, welcome in. Welcome in, honey. Hopefully you're having a great day. She can't claim the neighbors do welfare checks anymore if they move too. Oh, the neighbors moved. I didn't realize that. That's a new detail.
For me, I need at least 3 doses. Which for this is like a shot, and a shot's 10 milligrams. If you're newer to it, if you're not more experienced with THC, start with 1 because it's really great, really well balanced. If my tolerance was lower, 1 would be good, but my tolerance is pretty high.
That's a fair point. As far as like tolerance and stuff goes, like tolerance with THC builds up pretty quick. But yeah, like if you've never taken it before, be careful. Always err on the side of caution. And just speaking personally, I used to like the vape carts, but I kind of prefer the edibles, the gummies, because I just don't really like to smoke. I don't like, it was making me cough a little bit. Just eat one of those on occasion. And it's also, I think it's more mellow. Like the vape cart kind of hits you all at once. Whereas if you take the gummy, it kind of slowly, it's like a more mellow effect, I find, which I prefer a little bit now that I'm older. Not interested so much in the getting zooted.
And so they should like sponsor you because now I got to get these done.
Thank you.
Thank you. Crazy. No.
Great point, Nutty. Sorry to keep interrupting everybody, but exactly, Nutty. That was my point. A real stalker, and a real stalker is a stalker is somebody who does not just give up and leave you alone. That by definition, a stalker is somebody who won't leave you alone. If they leave you alone, they're not a stalker. I mean, at least they leave you alone easily. Maybe, at some point you can get a stalker to leave you alone, but they're not just going to leave alone because you ask them to. It's not a very good stalker if they leave you alone the minute you ask them.
Yes, it's a Delta 9 product, so it can be shipped anywhere. And normally I'm pretty bougie about Delta products and not liking them. Yeah, I had to stop using THC and drinking because I was using it as an escape. Absolutely. And I mean, that's the thing. It can be a slippery slope for sure. That's why I have pretty strict boundaries with THC, because in 2019, I didn't have those boundaries. And in 2019, yikes on bikes, my guy. I do need to watch.
Teakwood, that's the name of the one who keeps sending her stuff. Does anybody know for a fact who Teakwood is? Because if Nina... That, for anybody not aware, Foodie has a donor in her chat named Nina, who's like just constantly sending her money every time she makes a cries. Nina said something once, said, "Would you be upset if I was Emily?" If I were Emily? I mean, who would ask that kind of a question? Would you? And by Emily, she means Amber's on and off again girlfriend, Emily, Tommy, whatever you want to call her, who's very much a feeder, and very much a fetishist. And is it possible that Teakwood is Emily? Like, I don't want to spread conspiracy theories, but if Nina could be Emily, then maybe Teakwood's Emily. Like, I could totally see Emily doing this kind of stuff.
She can.
That's her MO.
If I don't stop yapping, we're going to be here for 2,000 years. Hey, Rosee, you haven't even made the drink yet. It's been 30 minutes. I'm a lightweight, 1 shot plus.
Exactly.
25 minutes and I'm glossy-eyed and happy. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I only update the police when like serious things happen.
She updates the police? What's that?
And happy. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I only update the police when like serious things happen. No, I mean, I have like 6 incidents reports or 5.
So she updates the police when serious things happen? What does she mean by that? Like, is she implying that she regularly calls the police because she has to deal with potentially criminal incidents on a regular basis? Because that's kind of, an inflammatory thing to suggest if you can't back it up, right? Like, is there really this many police incidents that she has, or is she just exaggerating for sympathy bucks? I'm skeptical. I'm going to say I'm skeptical. Very skeptical.
But
well, welcome to Deb Kate. Have a great Saturday.
Yeah, so I just said some of my boundaries.
And Sugar Honey there, that sounds miserable. I mean, I've actually dealt with like, not like an ex, but like, I've dealt with like females who like wouldn't like leave me alone kind of thing. Like they would keep like, I mean, I don't know. I guess it's flattering in a way. You know, that's really the truth. At first, it's flattering. At first, you think like, oh wow, you know, I must really be all that if all these women are so interested in me. But then you realize that like, wait a minute, this is not cool. Like this is weird. Like you know, leave me alone, ladies. You know, like so I totally I know it's different for a woman than a guy because like, you know, I don't want to get into all that, but like I get what you're saying. But I do understand though, like how I can relate a little bit. I can't relate exactly, but I can relate a little, is what I'm trying to say.
So I only use THC after like a certain point in the day. I don't do it earlier on unless I'm like canceling the day. Like if I'm like, today
Ooh.
I'm doing fuck all. Like we're not doing a goddamn thing except anything I feel like doing. Which I don't do this I do not do this often. This is something that does not happen frequently. It just can kind of depend on what's going on in my life.
Welcome to Sunshine Country Chickens. Hopefully you're having a great weekend.
Right. But I tend to do it more towards nighttime. I like to give myself about 2 hours. Oh no, you're good. I had to, what was the thing? I have to give myself about 2 hours for my other concentrates to like fully hit full escalation of like feeling the high or whatever.
Okay, now I'm a little bit confused here. Rosee talks about taking other, quote, concentrates, which I'm pretty sure she means other THC products. So if she's regularly using THC products, that would explain why her tolerance is higher. So I don't know. It just feels like if you're already regularly using THC products to beg for this extra bottle of tonic when you're already buying your own weed, just feels like really beggy. I'm trying to think of a word for it. Not just really desperate.
And then I do not use vapes because if I buy myself vapes, I can't control myself. And they're really bad for my lungs.
Well, that's good she can admit it.
And low key, the vapes make me feel like a junkie. So I don't use vapes.
The vapes make her feel like a junkie. Not having to cook a meal so she can calm down enough to actually make her real meal. That doesn't make her feel like a junkie. Needing to prepare a small dose to cut the withdrawal long enough for her to go and make her actual meal. She doesn't feel like a junkie when she has to do that. When she fixes up her food to cure the withdrawal, that doesn't make her feel like a junkie. But smoking a puff on a vape, that makes her feel like a junkie.
I would say I have a medium tolerance. I feel like some people have much higher tolerances than me. But I do a pretty good tolerance. Edibles and concentrates greater than anything you smoke. Yeah. It does help with my chronic pain. It's a big reason I use it. It also helps with my mental health, but I have to be careful.
Helps with her mental health. All right, I'm gonna be a little skeptical on that. I do accept that THC products can help some people with mental, with emotional or mental issues, but Rosee is somebody who doesn't really do a very good job getting diagnoses for her conditions. She doesn't really do a good job looking into safety, side effects, things like that. So she's the kind of person who, instead of going to a doctor to get treatment for the conditions she has, she says she has what? ADHD. I believe she has a diagnosis for that. I believe she has a diagnosis for PTSD. Instead of going to the doctor to get some kind of treatment for that, she's just decided she's going to drink tonic, Willie Nelson tonic, and eat away the pain. That's not responsible, Roz. I mean, not when you talk all the time about how you need to do self-care and you're concerned about your safety. That doesn't gel.
Because if I use it too frequently, too often, without breaks, it can make my depressive stuff with my MDD kind of worse. So I just have to I found what works for me. I don't do dabs either. Again, that's even harsher on the lungs. I was talking about it yesterday, I think. I will once every, not even once a month, right? Not even once a month. I will, I'll get myself one, maybe two pre-rolls.
Oh, wow. So she's once a month, maybe twice a month, I'll get myself a pre-roll. And what a pre-roll means a joint. What the old people call a joint, what the young people call a zoot, or it's not a blunt because it's smaller. And yeah, Angelic, she does other things that are bad for her lungs. Guess it's nice she draws the line somewhere. Rosee is so big that she could very easily develop serious lung problems. Look at HFC. She has all kinds of chronic lung issues with fluid in the lungs. Does Rosee use I forgot what it's called, the breathing machine at night, the sleep apnea machine? I forgot what it's called, but she's one of those. Because I mean, it's clear that she struggles to breathe. Anytime she gets up and moves in the kitchen for 30 seconds, 20 seconds, she's out of breath. So for her to be smoking is really silly, especially when she has the ability to get non-smokable THC if she really believes she needs it that badly. And yeah, she's a straight up food junkie. The way she eats food is she eats food the way a junkie uses drugs. It's exactly the same. Exactly the same. She uses the food the way a junkie uses a drug. Yeah, I agree, Eliza. I think that using THC, if it helps, it helps. But is it really helping, or does she just think it's helping? Right? Like that's. And if we look at the effect that it has on her, I would argue that it's not really helping. At best, it might be making her feel better, but it's not giving her any help as far as dealing with her issues. I mean, she's clearly struggling. Welcome in, Laura Castellanos. That's what I want to do right now. Drink some Willies and eat whatever I want. Well, I mean, in moderation, you can eat what you want, right? Like, we can all eat what we want in moderation. Speaking of moderation, I got some ice cream bars the other day, and man, they were good. And I'm proud of myself because I limited myself to only 2 per day. And you're probably saying 2 ice cream bars a day. Wait, you know what? For me, that's pretty darn good. So I'm happy with that.
They're pretty cheap. And I will save those as like a little treat. So, because my lungs suck. So I do not
smoke. Oh, so she acknowledges her lungs are not good. So why are you smoking at all then, Rosee? It doesn't make any sense.
Smoke habitually. No, I've never done psychedelics. They terrify me. The concept of a perma-trip. No. I know it's like so rare and it probably wouldn't happen to me. No. I would not survive a perma-trip. So I'm just like, no, thank you.
Good to know she's so concerned about her health, right?
Fact that can be a reality. No, we're not doing that.
Yes, CPAP. Thank you.
In microdosing shrooms, I've never done it, but no, I'm not Jewish.
Yes, CPAP.
But that's a really weird way to ask that question.
Oh, she has a diagnosis for bipolar? Is that it? I thought it was ADHD and PTSD, but maybe it is bipolar. I don't remember exactly, to be fair. I know she does not have a diagnosis for autism. That's for darn sure. I think we all know that. Yep, CPAP. I think you're right.
Because if you're about to be anti-Semitic, you can not be here. But if
exactly,
another reason I'd like to know, because it's just your wording was a little odd. So, microdosing is lovely. I did 2 tabs of acid once, and that was no good. Yeah, no, I don't know if I have any interest in acid at all. I've never really felt that.
Welcome in, Christy Claw, and that's a great point. The munchies. In fact, I had to, for when I was trying to get healthier, I had to cut down the weed. I had to cut down the THC when I was trying to lose weight because, yeah, it was making it so much harder. So much harder. And I know that there's people who have diseases like, I know they're on chemotherapy that kills your appetite and other ailments that kill your appetite. And they actually recommend using THC to restore your appetite. So that's a real thing. So for Rosee to have anything increasing her appetite is incredibly self-destructive.
That's what I'm saying, Karma. Is like that. I mean, especially for your first.
Oh, okay.
There's nothing wrong with being juiced, but why are you asking me like that? Like, I don't know. There's something icky where someone's that's like the way some people use the.
Well, I'm glad he's away. I mean, he sounds like he's a dangerous guy from what you described. So hopefully he stays far away.
Or Jew, like.
Good to know you're okay now, though,
Jewish,
sugar honey.
Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't like that. Made me uncomfy.
Right? Grateful. Exactly. Oh, that's a good theory, Eliza.
Okay. We're just gonna.
And let's remind people, when she was 16, she was already like almost 500 pounds. So how much did that have an impact on her mental health, right? Like she probably was a nervous wreck just because she was so insecure about herself and about she talks about how at school the students would give her a hard time. She says they would bully her. I've got a feeling that to an extent they probably did. I could imagine that Roz probably gave back some as well, but I'm not going to discuss her high school. That's between her and God. I don't know what really happened back then. I'll just say this though, that she was probably not in a good place mentally at that time.
Hello, coffee, roasted carrots and ramen. Yep, exactly. Okay.
Probably could be dangerous. Oh, wow. Amy Aiello, wonderful comment. Thank you. Welcome in, Amy. I don't remember seeing you before. If this is your first time in, welcome in. And welcome into any first-time chatters, any first-time viewers. We're always glad to have you folks. Says right here, she can't even walk through a comic book store and talk without sounding like an ambulance should be called within 3 minutes. Her breathing is terrifying. She should not be smoking anything. I couldn't agree more, Amy. Rosee's breathing is if it's adequate, it's because she's lucky and she's young enough that it hasn't caught up with her yet. At her size, any kind of breathing condition is going to be magnified and made so much worse because of how big she is and how much trouble she has breathing already, how much oxygen she needs.
Why does it seem like everything that makes you feel better also makes you worse at the same time, even antidepressants? Yeah, I know what you mean. Maybe say the whole word next time. LOL, great line from Community. Oh, I've never seen like the full series of Community. I think I have seen like a few episodes. That yellow is gorgeous on you. Thank you. Okay. Rosie, at least make the goddamn drink. If you're gonna keep dilly-dallying for 2,000 years.
That makes sense to me. And I remember hearing a story how Elvis did that. How Elvis would have these doctors who were very unscrupulous. So what he would do is if he wanted to get some pills or some drugs, he would look up what condition would be prescribed certain medications, and he would tell his doctor he had that condition. So I could totally see Roz doing that, except not telling the doctor for meds. Instead, she's telling the audience for sympathy. But I totally get that impression.
I love that sound. All right. Au revoir, my friend. Oh, perfect.
Welcome in, Icky with the Sticky. There's an FDA-approved formulation of THC specifically for cancer or AIDS-related wasting appetite issues. Makes total sense, right? It really, it definitely stimulates appetite, no question. And I am not aware of her having any kind of an Asperger's diagnosis, Rory. If I'm wrong, please correct me, but I don't believe she has that.
Perfect. Oh, I saved just the right amount for me. This is how much I drink in a drink to feel the full effects. Oh, it smells so good. Oh, God. It really does have like the lemon and lime is very forward. I can't discern the passion fruit. However, I don't eat passion fruit very a lot, passion fruit flavored things. But like.
Welcome in, Suzanne Vaughn. Welcome in if you're a first-time chatter. I don't believe I've seen you before. And welcome into any first-time chatters and all of the regular chatters and all the people watching the replay. Glad to have you fine folks. Suzanne says, Rosie has not seen a family doc in years, so I'd be surprised if she's not a diabetic by now. I am all but sure she's diabetic. If she doesn't have a current diagnosis, she needs to go get one because her blood sugar is destroying her. Diabetes is correct me if I'm wrong here, I'm not an expert on it, but from my understanding, it's a progressive condition where the longer you have it untreated, the worse it gets. It doesn't just stay. It keeps, your health gets worse over time the longer you have it if you're not treating it. So if she's not treating it, the longer she waits, the worse it's going to get.
I can tell that there's something else in there and I couldn't quite place it, which it's a very like simple, clean flavor, And it's like lightly sweet, not like sweet. It has a gentle sweetness to it, if you will. God, it smells good. Is there a way I could repurpose this bottle? I like this bottle. I don't know if there is, or if it's worth it. Anywho, all right, we are going to.
Lizu, I guess it's not a big deal. I'll kind of dox myself a little bit. Maybe some of you folks could guess, but I actually had a diagnosis for Asperger's syndrome myself. Very high functioning, so I'm not eligible for any kind of disability or anything. I never mentioned it. I didn't think it was relevant. But just the way Rosee always talks about autism and stuff, it's just, I never wanted to mention it because I never wanted to be, make it part of my character. So I'm not going to mention it again. But, yeah, like I totally get it. Like that's why I feel for, I totally relate to people when they get really annoyed with Rosee claiming these diagnoses and stuff. But yeah, just, I will mention that.
I need to buy like a couple Mios or something that'll pair well with the wild cherry, because I love the other 3 flavors of the wild berry skill packets so much, and I found ways to like this, but I have to mix it with other stuff. Am I gonna do
Rosee's parents and her? It's such a dysfunctional relationship. I mean, I totally respect the fact that her parents failed her very badly. But it's also clear they feel very guilty about that, and they're doing they really want to try to make up for it. I get that's what the feeling I get, like they're trying to do better now, but they're not. They're not helping. They're making it worse, even though it seems like they're trying to help, but they're not helping. But I get what you're saying, though. I get what you're saying. She is the focus of the entire family. Her brother devotes more time helping her than helping himself. Her mother devotes more time helping her than helping herself. And her father seems to devote the majority of his time to make money to help her rather than himself. So it's like she is her family works to support her.
berry punch, or are we gonna do a raspberry strawberry? I think I only have 1 strawberry left in this box. Yeah, I only have 1 strawberry left in this box. I have another box, but we're gonna land.
Welcome in, Angel.
Run a strand of mini lights in it. It's so cool. In what? You can use for propagations. Oh, do the purple. Okay. Purple is berry punch. That bottle.
At some point, people become adults at some point, right? If she was 18 years old, 19 years old, I might feel a little differently. But at 34, she's had a lot of time as an adult to try to mature and grow on her own. And has she really taken advantage of any of it? That's the question. I don't think so. Not much.
Like remove the labels?
Yeah, that too, Laura. It's pretty pathetic.
Cool.
How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet? Here's a theory. How much you want to bet if Rosee got a diagnosis for disability for something else, she would stop trying to get the autism diagnosis so badly. Like she would still claim it, but she wouldn't care about it as much. She really just wants it to get the free bucks, or what she perceives as the free bucks. I got it. It's funny. I got a diagnosis as an adult myself. I never was diagnosed as a child. As an adult, I was just, I thought it would be helpful to me as far as, my mental health, to try to figure out, what my situation is. So I attempted to go, just talk to people, and the psychiatrist suggested it, or the therapist, somebody, I don't remember who it was, years ago now. I was in my 20s though at the time. So it was, and I, it didn't lead to any direct anything, but I think it was helpful just as far as helping me to understand myself better.
I do want to say something. And then I'm going to just move past the topic again entirely, but since it was brought up about what happened yesterday, it kind of dawned on me, because one of the ways that I'm harassed a lot is people will send unpaid orders of food to my house, meaning that they are using these 1099 workers who don't make hourly wages, who were given orders that are unpaid, are not getting paid a tip because I'm being harassed, right?
Oh God, poor Rosee cares so much for the poor service workers. This is a perfect time to segue into her with the Uber driver. Let's watch how much she cares about the service workers, and then we're going to take a break and go to a different video where she tries to get an Uber driver arrested. And he's clearly an immigrant. He has a very heavy accent of some kind. Maybe he's pretty clearly an immigrant. He's got a strong accent of some kind. I didn't really get a good look at him. I didn't see the end of it. I previewed it, but I didn't. But yeah, we're going to watch that as soon as we finish listening to her pontificate about how much she cares for the common people and how callous and how privileged we reactors are.
And I noticed this pattern because almost every unpaid order has been done by someone who doesn't speak English. And I was really—
How do you know they don't speak English, Rosee? Did you talk to them? How do you know these people don't speak English? First of all, I'd be interested to know that.
really confused at first, and it didn't click with me until yesterday. And it just made me more upset because it made me realize—
I know. They probably had an accent when they spoke to her, so she assumed they didn't speak English, right? Because she's, you know how Rosee is. If you have an accent, you must not really know English.
that like they're the ones accepting those orders because they're just trying to make money, and they're being taken advantage of for someone's joke. And like, even if you don't fucking like me, you're affecting real people's like livelihood and gas and time. And I think it's
affecting real people's livelihood and gas and time, right? Not like an Uber driver, not like a guy who drives an Uber, right? Like, these people really have to work. Not like people who drive Ubers. Those people don't count, right, Rosee?
deplorable and disgusting.
Ooh, she is so hypocritical. Ooh.
Corporations or whatever, I don't really care. But
Oh, I hear a lot of thunder here. So there's a chance the power may go out. There's a chance the internet may go out. Probably not. But if it does, just beware that could happen. I will try to go back on if that happens. But if it's out for like more than 20, 30 minutes, then it is what it is. So if the stream goes out, don't worry. You know, it's somebody saying that they think we've had enough for today.
to just like completely waste food and someone's labor and time like that to do nothing, it's just disgusting. Like, I think it's like beyond deplorable because those are innocent people.
What did she say a second before that? To waste the food?
To do nothing. It's just disgusting. Like, I think it's like beyond deplorable.
Yeah, to waste the food. The thought, Rosee, you ate that food. We know damn well that if you got a delivery order, you ate the food. You didn't send it back. And I also question how many of these orders are actually from trolls. Because I don't know for a fact, but I believe as strongly as I could believe in anything, that Rosee would absolutely send herself an order, eat the food, and then claim that it was sent by a troll, and the only reason she accepted it is because she felt bad for the delivery person. That is absolutely something she would do.
Because those are innocent people. Even if you think I'm a vile, evil villain, those are innocent people. And they don't deserve that at all. And I know you don't give a fuck, whoever's doing this, about anything other than your entertainment.
You know, Ms. Drella, I never like to accuse somebody I never like to insinuate what somebody is thinking or feeling in that way. But with Rosee, you know what? I think she does have a lot of prejudice in her. I really do. It just comes out of her. And the fact that she projects so much about the prejudice of others is why I have to call her out. Because there's no chance that she doesn't think it's a big deal. She's not somebody who doesn't think that's a big deal. She talks all the time about how serious it is to protect these poor, downtrodden, oppressed people. And then she's the one who's going out and messing with them. So, Rosee, you could not be more hypocritical when it comes to this stuff. So, yeah, she is so darn prejudiced. It's really disgusting how hypocritical and prejudiced she is.
So I guess I just want to say that because like you're exploiting people for a joke that's not funny, and it doesn't accomplish anything. It doesn't even
and no money for a doctor though, right?
bother me anymore. Like, it's just a part of my routine now because it's so frequent. And yeah, maybe this won't do anything, but like.
Yes, he was. I'm not sure of where he was from, but he was dark skinned, and he was a Christian. And she basically started a conversation with him, a political conversation with him, and then tried to record him. And we're going to watch it in just a minute. But yeah, I just wanted to let her finish her little rant about how much she cares about the service workers of the world.
Stop involving innocent people.
The innocent service workers. She cares about them so darn much. So let me let me pull up the other, or let me just make sure she's done talking on this one subject.
Thank you, John.
Okay, so let me go pull up the other video here. Just give me a moment. And if anybody, I think we could probably close that poll out. So if you haven't had a chance to vote yet, please do. I'm going to close out the poll in just a moment. All right, 1 second here. Just pulling up the vid here. Whoops, I shared the wrong one. Hold on, let me share this one. Pulling up the video. Just give me a moment. And thank you to everybody who's come in today. If you're enjoying the stream, please hit that like button and be sure to subscribe if you'd like to see more of this content. And also, if you want to participate in the chat, click on the live chat tab in the upper left portion of the chat window so you will not miss any chat messages. So let me pull up the poll to close it out, and we're going to load up the other video. So this is a video from the Nikki T Archive. She's a fellow reaction channel, great channel. Be sure to check her out. Here's a link to the video. And oh, that thunder is really going. All right, hopefully the stream does not cut out. But that thunder is really blasting.
It's currently 12:30 in the morning, technically on Monday, but it's still bleeding into my Sunday. I guess I'll say where I went. I did fly to Baltimore because I think it's going to be relevant for the story. I'm going to share the fun part of my trip, like the kooky parts. I have a whole travel vlog I'm going to make and launch the day that this thing I was.
Okay, so let me pull up the poll. We just got the results in here. So let me increase this just slightly. So the results of the poll are this. Rosee's weight is only 5% of you think she is approaching an infinite number of pounds, which is fair, right? She's probably still like in the realm of a number that can be physically measured. So as far as numbers that can be measured in 3 dimensions, we have Rosee. People estimate she's over 500 pounds at 50% of you, and 45% of you estimate she's over 600. That means 95% of you estimate she's at least 500. So I think we're on the right track with that. So now let us continue with the actual stream, with the stream of her going off on the Uber driver. Anybody just coming in, she just spent a moment talking about how much she cares about the service workers of the world and how bad she feels for them, how much she cares. They're innocent.
Launches, and I'm gonna wait for them to announce it first. This coming Sunday, whatever date that's gonna be, my brain's really not functioning. Probably the September 10th. That experience was all great. The moment I left the studio, shit hit the fan. Even the first thing that happened, I'll leave that more for my other video regarding like a crazy.
So I'm not sure exactly when this takes place. I think this was from 2003. Let's see if it's in the description. No, it's not. I believe this was in 2003, but I mean, excuse me, 2023. I'm not sure exactly, but I believe it's from then.
Crazy Uber situation, not because of the Uber driver, but just because of what happened. I'll save that for the other video. But this video I wanted to make about the disastrous Uber experience that I had. I'm mortified that it still happened, and you know, I think there's been a lot scarier and crazier Uber stories out there, but this is the most crazy Uber experience I've personally ever had. As you can see, I cried on my.
Welcome in, Sprinkles Triple X. Glad you could catch a live. Good to have you in here. First time chatter, I believe. So very welcome. Glad to have you. And welcome to any other first time chatters. Always pleasure. And why can't you wash your hair before live streaming? Thank you, Suzanne Vaughn. Welcome to you as well. Why can't you? It really is. It's always greasy or it's powdery because she puts in the dry shampoo. Right? Why can't it be somebody who really knows what she's about? Because they would be able to clock her before she even got a chance to sweat them.
I'll kind of just go into it. I leave and I get into this Uber with this fucking asshole. Everything seemed fine at first. Like,
let me get the volume up a little bit.
I thought we were having a pleasant conversation, and then partway into it, I kind of realized that he was acting funny, and I was having difficulty reading him. because I talked about being from Florida, and he asked me like how I felt about that, and I was like, oh, you know, like I don't really like a lot of things about the powers that be, whatever. And he asked for more details, and so in passing, like I just kind of mentioned DeSantis as being a governor, not loving that, and then he started like grilling me about like what wokeness meant, and like
welcome in, Winter.Mermaid, for I believe your first time chatting. Glad to have you here. Hopefully you're having a great time. And she does look like a linebacker. She's got that buffalo hump. Oh, and Canada Cool. Thank you for renewing the membership. Always a pleasure, Canada Cool Pondu. Hey, Doc. Good to see you, friend. Right? She's not. Tell us how you really feel, Rosee. Okay, let's keep going.
The conversation just evolved, and I realized as soon as like
for anybody who just came in, we were watching Rosee talk about how she feels so bad for these poor delivery people who have to come to her house to deliver stuff, and sometimes the deliveries are fake, which we don't even know if that's true or not. But she just feels so bad that the reactors don't care about these working class, often immigrant people. And she's just, we are so prejudiced, and we are so privileged and racist and all that, and not like her, because she really cares about these people, not like us. So let's let her talk about the time she got an Uber, and about, as she put it, yes, the effing asshole who gave her the worst Uber experience, the craziest Uber experience she's ever had. How did it begin? She said it began when she said she was from Florida, and let's replay how it started, because how it started is actually quite important. Let's replay this intro.
He was acting. I thought we were having a pleasant conversation, and then partway into it, I kind of realized that he was acting.
I'm going to slow it down just a little bit because her words are really important here. I'm going to put it back to regular speed.
Funny, and I was having difficulty reading him because I talked about being from Florida, and he asked me like how I felt about that, and I was like, oh, you know, like I don't really like a lot of things about the powers that be, whatever. And he asked for more details, and so in passing, like I just kind of mentioned DeSantis as being a governor, not loving that.
So okay, so she claims, and remember, this is her version of events. So we know this is the one calculated to make her look as innocent and as reasonable as possible. And in her own version, she claims that she mentioned she was from Florida. The cab driver asked her if she had any opinions on Florida or how she felt about that. I don't know exactly what he asked her, but in her words, he asked her how she felt about that. And she said she did not like the governor of Florida and how much she disliked him.
And then he started like grilling me about like what wokeness meant, and like the conversation just evolved. And I realized as soon as like DeSantis' name left my mouth, I went, I probably shouldn't have said that. But I just didn't think anything of it. Like, and it wasn't that fucking serious, to be honest with you. And we were just
Does anybody know where this Uber was? Was this on her trip to Vegas, or was this before that? Because I'm not sure exactly when where this trip occurred.
Conversating, and it kind of started getting weirder. And
wait a minute. I think she said it was in California. I watched this before. I think she said it was on her trip to California. And that would make sense because Rosee stereotypes people very much. And I'll bet you money she stereotyped the black or dark-skinned man. I don't know how he identifies himself, but the dark-skinned man driving the car in California, was she assumed that he was going to agree with her politically. She assumed that he was going to have her political opinion because she just assumes that she thinks that people are monolithic, that people of a particular race all act one way. That's just how she is. So she must have decided that he was going to agree with her politics before she even said them. Turns out people are individuals, Rosee. You can't just assume what somebody's going to think based on where they're from or if they have an accent or how they look.
Getting more and more uncomfortable. The topic of Christians came up somehow because I was talking about radicals. I brought up radicals because like I brought up the word radical. I don't remember why. And I'm sorry, I'm like exhausted, and because of everything that happened after this whole.
Welcome in, Sunset. Hopefully you're having a great weekend. Thank you so much. Always welcome to have a first-time chatter. Any other first-time people, come on, feel free to say hi. We got a lot of you today. Always nice. We don't bite, but we will chew out Rosee. Now I got you, Amy. I can be a little mean sometimes talking about how she looks. I try to stick to her attitudes and opinions, but every now and then I throw in a zinger. But in fairness, I always try to keep it humorous because at the core of my show, at the core of this show is a message of health and self-help. That's what I really believe is what I like to promote. And if we can use Rosee as an example of what not to do, if we can use her as an opportunity to discuss ways we can help ourselves, then I'm all for that. And if making a few jokes here and there helps the medicine to go down, then hey, I think it's worth it. And that's my stance on that. Right? Okay, let me keep going here.
Part before I hit record is like still a little fuzzy. Honest, swear to God. All I did was once I finally reached a point where like he was acting kind of contentious. He was like,
I don't see. Oh, there's gifts. I don't see the gifts. I'm sorry, folks. I heard that there's gifts. I don't see them. My apologies. Yeah, they don't show up in my window. Let me open up I'm gonna let this play and open up another window, which may show it. Hold on.
Attacking me a little bit. He wasn't cussing at me, but like he was being kind of aggressive, and like the vibe was fucking wank. So I was just like, can we like change topics? Like I really don't want to talk about this anymore.
Okay. Now I see.
He goes, well, you said this and you said this, and I'm like, okay, well, I'd like to change the topic.
I have to keep open a second window to see the gifts, but now I can see it. Thank you so much, Canada Cool. I'm going to keep the second window open on the side now so I can check it to see if anybody else sends a gift. Thank you so much. I'm still not really sure what the gifts are or how they work, but I appreciate them. So thank you so much, everybody. My apologies if I missed any up to this point. YouTube has not done a great job implementing them on the creator side as being able to see them.
Topic, please. And then he literally goes, okay, well, how about this? I'll go ahead and I'll just...
All right, sorry. So we got so sidetracked here. Let me go back just a few seconds so we don't miss where we were with this.
Kind of contentious. He was like kind of verbally attacking me a little bit. He wasn't cussing at me, but like he was being kind of aggressive, and like the vibe was fucking wank. So I was just like, can we like change topics? Like I really don't want to talk about this anymore. And then he goes, well, you said this and you said this, and I'm like, okay, well, I'd like to change the topic, please. And then he literally goes, okay, well, how about this? I'll go ahead and I'll just drop you off. Like, he started to...
I think that was her mentality. I really do. Because, I mean, maybe Rosee just has no tact, but who brings up politics with a stranger, right? Who brings up politics with a person you've never met before? Like, that's just very uncouth. So for her to do that, I believe in her mind, she assumed that he was going to agree with her. I think that was her assumption. Because why else would she have brought it up? Rosee's not the type to want to have a conversation. She's somebody who wants to rant to somebody who's going to agree with her. So she's talking about something. It's because she thinks people agree. That's how she does all of her politics and social issues. She picks it. She takes a stance, and then she sees if she gets pushback. If she gets pushback, she shifts to a different stance. And if she still gets pushback, she shifts to yet another one. And that's what she does. So I think that's what happened here.
Off to the side of the road and then quickly changed his mind and ended up going to a gas station.
Welcome in, Dr. Baba, too. Rosee is such a hypocrite because she projects. She's always talking about other people being full of prejudice and bigotry and hatred. It is so clearly her projecting her own feelings onto others, right? I mean, I'm sure of it, because who's the one who's actually demonstrating the intolerance here?
Serious?
Who's the one stereotyping?
Because I was like, I didn't yell at this man yet. I wasn't rude or mean. I wasn't even being in a bitchy tone. Like, if I was being bitchy, I would admit it.
Welcome in, Kathy. Glad to have you. First time chatter, always welcome.
Like, I would admit it. Like, y'all will see when I got bitchy. But, like, I was
Welcome in, Jody. I believe you're a first-time chatter as well. Good to see you. And yeah, I think if Rosee shrugged, her head would pop off.
Genuinely, just like, can we this is
if she gets any fatter, her neck fat is just gonna like completely engulf her skull, and you're just gonna see a tuft of hair sticking out from her cleavage, just from the top of her scalp is gonna be sticking out from her cleavage. That's it.
In a rabbit hole. It's getting uncomfortable. We're talking about politics and that was the thing, is when I finally asked, like, can we talk about something else, it was because it devolved into a thing about religion. And he was talking about his Christianity, and he was making me really uncomfortable, and I really felt like he was shoving his religion down my throat. And
he was shoving his religion down her throat. Rosee, to be fair, you were the one who instituted all of this. And for anybody who's concerned that all we're gonna have is Rosee's version, she was kind enough to to record it. Videotape. How old am I? Nobody videotapes anything. There's no tapes. She was kind enough to record it, digitally record it, to solid state media.
So at that point, I was just kind of like, that's when I said, like, can we just change the topic? Like, and he pushed back, and I was like, I really just don't want to talk about religion. Like, I really just would like to change the topic. And then that's when all that happened, okay? So as soon as he said he was going to eject me
No worries, Nutty. Glad to have you by, and you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for coming by, as always.
from the Uber, probably within about a minute, I realized I was like, I should probably record myself just in case this escalates. Because, like, I was always planning to cooperate. I wasn't gonna like refuse to get out of the Uber. I wasn't gonna pull any bullshit. Like, he's an independent contractor.
Welcome in, VWT. I believe that you're a first-time chatter in here. Always glad to see the first-time chatters. Thank you so much for coming by. And yes, she is hard to look at and listen to, but I'm trying to make it a little bit easier, a little more fun. But at least we can learn what not to do, right? By watching Roz, right? That's the one thing we can all agree on. At least I hope so.
Me in his car, fine. We can cancel the ride. I can get a new one.
Yes, indeed, Canada Cool.
I can leave a review. It's whatever. So I thought I'll get to that in a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and insert it here.
Ridiculous. You're the one that started this conversation around religion. That was not me.
All right, so let's keep something in mind. So she shows the recording, and I think it's very important to consider here that this man does not know he's being recorded. At no point does Rosee make it clear she's recording him. So let's think about that. She knows she's being recorded. So everything she says is being carefully weighed to make her look good on camera. He thinks he's not being recorded. He's just speaking his mind. He's not speaking for the camera or for the internet. He's being honest. He's saying what he believes, what he feels. Rosee is putting on a performance for the camera. She knows she's on video. It's what do they call it? The observer effect, where if you're doing research and you watch and somebody knows they're being recorded, it affects how they behave. Rosee knows she's being recorded, and she still behaves this way, which means she's on her best behavior and still acts like this. This is how she thinks is going to make her look good. That's how out of touch she is. She thinks that going off on this guy is going to make her look good. But maybe it will. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's watch, right? Let's see. So just one more time to reiterate for anybody who just came in, Rosee was in an Uber here. She got the gentleman driving the car. She brought up the fact that she lived in Florida. He asked her what she thought about that, and she immediately launched into a political rant. She couldn't just say, it's a little too hot, but hey, otherwise it's all right. She had to immediately go into politics. And she guessed wrong because she thought the driver would agree with her. I mean, I don't know why else she would have brought it up, but apparently he did not. In fact, he didn't just disagree with her. He was himself a devout Christian and was rather offended by her entire persona. So let's now see the video where she is aware she's being recorded, but she does not do him the favor of informing him so.
It's whatever. So I thought I'll get to that in a minute. I'm going to go ahead and insert it here.
Ridiculous. You're the one that started this conversation around religion. That was not me. You asked me to talk about Florida, and I was talking about Florida.
And you started talking about dissent and everything. I never asked you.
Let me put up the volume because it's hard to hear him talk. I'm going to put on the captions because it's a little hard to hear the driver. So hopefully the captions will make that a little easier to understand. And it's not sped up at all because it's a little bit hard to hear them. So it's just, this is how it is. This is the best I can get it.
You asked me tons of questions about DeSantis.
You brought it up. I never brought it up. I never said anything to you.
Yes, you did.
I'm going to drop you off right here.
You're welcome to drop me off, sir, but you're the one who started this, not me. I know you're a slow contractor, but you should know not to talk about serious topics like that to passengers.
No, you brought it up. I've been driving for Uber. You brought that.
Welcome in, Jim Lello. Hopefully you're having a great day. And welcome into all of the first-time chatters, all of the regular chatters, and anybody watching that replay. Thank you so much to all you fine folks.
So, again,
and I was having a pleasant conversation with you, and then you started verbally attacking me.
I never accused you of everything. I never said nothing to you. So you are That's a lie from the pit of hell, and that's why I'm dropping you. Before you
Oh wow!
accuse me
Hold
of-
on. So Rosee might have I don't know if it's a crime, but she might have violated a statute by recording this man without informing him. Does he know he's being recorded? I don't think so. But luckily for him, he's the kind of guy, or not luckily, but good for him, he's the kind of guy who behaves himself in public. So he doesn't have to worry about being recorded because he knows he's not going to disrespect himself.
Raping you.
I'm sorry, what? I would never.
So that's the word. So this part here is where it does get a little bit contentious, where I'm going to let him use the words. I don't want to speak for him.
I never said nothing to you. So that's a lie from the pit of hell, and that's why I'm dropping you. Before you accuse me of raping you.
I'm sorry, what? I would never accuse someone of rape. Are you serious? Are you serious? I'm happy to get out of your car, but to say that I would accuse you of rape is disgusting. I would never accuse someone of rape just because you're an unprofessional Uber driver.
Oh, welcome in, VWT. I am not familiar with Gypsy Rose. Let me read this comment. Her mouth and enlarged tongue remind me very much of another narcissist, Gypsy Rose Blanchard. I've never been so enraged by sloppy mouths in my life. Welcome in, VWT. And I'm not familiar with Gypsy Rose. I know her story. Like, I know that about her family, about what happened to her mother, about the young man who she involved in it. But I know there's just so much going on. I don't know everything with her, but I know the basics at least. Yeah, and Sugar Honey, that's a very good point about the law there. Maybe she committed a violation.
Are you serious? Kingsley, you're fucking disgusting.
Welcome in, Wooly.
How dare you treat women that way? No, I'm out of your car, sir, and I'm grabbing my stuff.
Okay, so let me catch up on the chat real quick. What happened? I like how she has to catch the attention of bystanders. Yes, notice that too. She's not content to simply have an argument with him. She attempts to draw attention to herself. All right, Jamie. So he basically says, you know what? I want you out of my car before you falsely accuse me of assaulting you. I'm not gonna make a statement. I mean, that's certain. I'm not even gonna make a statement on that. That's a very strong statement to make. But if that's a fear he has, then he has a right to express himself.
How dare you talk to another woman like that? To accuse you of rape? Are you fucking serious, you monster? Shut the fuck up and close the door. I'm not speaking to you any further. I will be.
And of course, instead of responding with, "Sir, that's absurd. I can't believe you'd suggest that." Instead of responding reasonably, she begins to verbally assault him, like to the point where you could maybe call a police officer and charge her with assault. Like, she is screaming at him to the point where I think it would rise to the level of an actual verbal assault.
You to Uber because you are the one who started this. You are the one who escalated this. You are the one that has created a situation that never existed. Fuck you and the horse you rode in on, you absolute monster.
Yeah, so okay, first of all, another woman, I didn't even catch that, but that's a very interesting way she worded that, right? Another woman, very interesting way to phrase that. And yeah, that escalated. Now Rosee is basically attacking him, screaming at him, implying that he has somehow harmed her in some way. She's acting like he's harmed her. Yeah, disorderly conduct. Thank you, Elisa. She's verbally assaulting him and engaging in disorderly conduct, essentially implying that he is... she is accusing him of assaulting her, essentially. Basically doing what he was afraid of. Trying to draw police attention onto him for something he hasn't done. Maybe he worded it in a very indelicate way, but his fear of Rosee attempting to sick the police onto him was not entirely unfounded. Now, maybe the specifics as to why she was going to sick the police on him, that was maybe a little bit, unrealistic given the circumstances, but she has no problem sicking the police on this Uber driver. And she just did this whole big rant about how much she cares about the working class people of the world. And why she's recording this, I have no idea.
I already went ahead and posted that on Facebook.
Welcome to Jizzo.
Like the whole unedited.
Good to see you, friend.
Because it's fucking insane. Like the part that really blew me when I watched it back, because I kind of, everything before he ended up using the word.
Oh, welcome into Detective Cochise. I saw him in earlier. I didn't welcome him in. If you're lurking, Detective, good to see you.
After he used that, I went red and I like kind of barely remembered everything before because I went into full fight or flight and I couldn't fly, so I fought. And that's what y'all saw. I don't act like that normally, ever.
You don't act like that normally? You're always screaming and causing a disorder. You're always being disorderly, causing a scene, and insinuating that other people have done something to you to harm you. So, in a sense, that is kind of your MO. And Rory returns. Welcome in, Rory returns. 2026. She wants another man to interfere in her defense. I didn't look at it from that perspective, but I think that's a great point. That's exactly what she wanted. She wants strangers to come to her aid. She wants people to come over there and say, oh my goodness, what's going on? Did this man attack you? Why are you so upset? Please calm down. What has he done to you? Why are you calling him up? What did you do to this woman? That's what she wants to happen. She wants somebody to come over there and intercede on her back. Basically attack this man for her. That's what she wants. She wants somebody else to attack this man for her. This, I believe, was in 2023. This was when she was visiting California for the podcast. Welcome in, Salvat. I'm sorry that you don't have a place to stay right now, but Rosee might have an extra room. I know that she's desperate for a guy.
Like, that's a very abnormal occurrence for me. And as you saw in the beginning, like, I was calling him sir. I was like, I'm happy to get out of your car. Like, it's not a problem. After I ended that clip, there was a lady in the car, and she saw me distraught. She heard the verbal altercation.
Preach with that. She's always talks about how the reactors take her out of context. And here she is trying to record this man without telling him so she could use, and who's to say what elements of the video she's showing? She's editing it, cutting it into pieces. She's not showing an unedited video. She is dangerous. And I, as a man, I would not want to be alone with her. I would not want to be alone with her.
What was wrong, and I walked over to her, started talking to her, and that's when he pulled up close to us so he could start talking to us. And that's, insert this next clip.
Leave! Leave! I'm no longer your rider. Leave! You are harassing me. Leave! Leave! You are harassing me. Apparently, you're thinking about me because you're.
So now she's screaming at him. Okay, maybe she didn't like what he said. That's fair. But Rosee, at this point, you have become the aggressor. You have been assaulting this man verbally. You have been causing disorderly, making a disorderly nuisance of yourself. And you're trying to involve others. You're interfering with this place of business. You're doing everything you can to cause a scene and to involve law enforcement on this man. And if you're, why she's trying to get the police to come and harass this man, I don't know. But I don't think it's for a good reason.
That brought that up, you fucking monster.
But also, like, just, I wanted him to leave. Like,
and notice how he never cursed her once. He didn't use any profanity on her. He simply expressed a fear of his, whether it was founded or not, it's another story, but he expressed a fear of his and said he was going to drop her off, at which point she verbally assaulted him repeatedly and called him all kinds of names, insulted him repeatedly, cursed him repeatedly.
Leave. Because the other thing he said in the car, like before I hit record, he cited that the reason he didn't want me in his Uber anymore is he no longer felt safe. So if you no longer feel safe, why are you pulling back?
Welcome in, Becca Marie. And yeah, she is. She doesn't make any cogent arguments. She's irrational.
Back around, and then here in this next clip, what happened was he had walked away. I was like already crying at this point. Like I was like, I started having a panic attack at this point because I was so overstimulated. It was really warm. I was scared. I was alone in a city I'd never been in. I had had a really rough afternoon. Like based on like how I didn't get to go sightseeing at all, like all this stuff happened that just, when it led up to this moment, I was just super overwhelmed and like scared. Like, this man took this.
That's fair. That's fair. When you're really, when you're really in a situation like that, I get that. That's fair.
Nothing of a situation and brought up into it. And like, I was like, what the fuck? And like, as someone who's a trauma survivor, like, that's a trigger. Like when I say I saw red, like, I mean that shit. Like, I just got so fucking rage induced because like, when I was assaulted in 2020, like, I was accused of falsely accusing someone, which is just not true. I would never make a false allegation against anyone ever. Like, that shit's so...
Well, Rosee, to be fair, you make a lot of false allegations. Maybe they're not of alleging sexual assault, but you make a lot of false allegations. You constantly accuse reaction channels of editing your comments, lying about you, trying to stalk you, trying to get your brother harmed, using the police against you. You're making false allegations and false reports regularly. So you're full of crap. You're just straight up lying again. And that's really, like, now that I'm thinking about it, she regularly makes false allegations. Like, that's her entire lifestyle.
Fucking serious. I would never make a false allegation about sexual assault, especially just because this guy is like being a bit of an asshole. Like, he could have just pulled over, let me get out of the fucking Uber, and then gone on his merry fucking way. But no, he escalated it, and I was like, I'm here to fucking fight, with words.
And she's here to fight. Exactly. He wasn't there to fight. He's trying to do his job. He's trying to make a little money to support himself and his family. He was going to let you out the car. He just wanted to be done with you. And for the way it started, even your own admission, you kind of started it by bringing up some sensitive topics, and he disagreed. And instead of dialing it down, you escalated it.
Because I ain't trying to get arrested today. Or he pulled around, he parked.
You're not trying to get arrested. What are you talking about? You're literally trying to get arrested. You're doing everything possible to get arrested short of physically assaulting somebody. Other than brandishing a weapon, what else could she do to get arrested? Expose herself? Maybe? Yeah, other than pulling your pants down and brandishing a weapon, there's not much else you could do to get yourself arrested.
Other side of the building, unbeknownst to me, I'm sitting
No, not at all.
This is a random fucking...
Not at all. He said that he was afraid that she would accuse him of assault. So when he said that, you know what, I want you out of my car, you're probably going to falsely accuse me of a crime, she then proceeded to verbally assault him and go off and then try to get the police involved and get strangers involved. And basically at that point did try to falsely get him accused of something, maybe not a sexual assault, but certainly was trying to get him accused of a verbal assault at the very least.
Woman. Why he wants to prove anything to anybody, I don't fucking know. And he walks around the building holding a Bible.
Lying.
No!
In the name of Jesus, she's a liar. She's crazy. She's a crazy woman.
Please leave! Leave! You are no longer my Uber driver. I'm going to call the police.
This part now is insane. Now she's having a panic attack, or what? I mean, I don't know if it's literally like the definition of a panic attack, but she's freaking out. Let's say it like that. She's freaking out. Rosee is absolutely freaking out at this guy. And I think that what he's doing, logically, is he's staying on the scene so that he can give his version of events to the police. Because he realizes that she's the type of person to try to use the police, her favorite word, weaponize. Rosee is someone who will attempt to weaponize the police. She does it all the time with the reaction channels. She calls the police and she says, she claims the police have been used to, she claims we're calling in false police checks so that she could use that as a way to attack the reaction channels. She's always happy to involve the police.
I'm going to call the police. Go away! You are harassing me.
You're a liar from the pit of hell in Jesus' name.
Go away! Go away! Ma'am, please don't engage with him.
Please don't engage with him. You're the one who wanted somebody to come, Rosee. You wanted somebody to come here. You're just upset that they're listening to him. Please don't engage with him. So now you're going to assault this woman, verbally assault her, because she's trying to listen to this man who may be the victim of a crime. Who actually kind of is the victim of a crime. You verbally assaulted him.
Ma'am, please don't engage with him. Ma'am, please don't engage with him.
Before you accuse you.
And he said that when I said nothing of the sort.
She went crazy. I said, you know what? I'm not taking you nowhere. I'm gonna drop you right here.
Which I said was fine.
Touching you. I never did nothing to her. I pick her up. She's going to.
Respect. Being a taxi driver is tough work. Welcome in, Timo Kusela. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. And glad to have you. Welcome in. If you're a new chatter, always good to have a new chatter. Oh, we got a new YouTube member. Welcome in, Docta Mama too. Glad to have you. Thank you so much. New channel member. That entitles you to the members stream that I do once a month on the last Saturday of the month, and a weekly members. And yeah, that's it. That's what you get. Sorry, just getting confused.
And I was just flummoxed, and like I was really upset that that lady engaged him. Like at that point, I had mentioned police before that moment. If he had left, I would have never called the police. Hell, if he had never used the like word, like I would have never yelled at him like that. I would have never felt so scared. Like I never would have escalated as much as I did. I took that seriously. It was really fucking weird. That whole interaction was fucking bizarre. And then he was like refusing to leave and harassing me, even though apparently I'm the one.
Welcome in. Here you are. Hopefully you're having a great weekend. And welcome into any lurkers, anybody watching the replay, and also, of course, all of you chatters. Anyone I missed, probably missed a few people. My apologies.
That made him feel unsafe because I asked him to stop talking about a topic. Politely, might I add. So at that point, after that clip, I called 911. And he vanished, I thought.
Good point. Good point. She's so triggered by certain words, by certain things that she's the only one who can say it, right? Like if anybody else says it, she freaks out. So great observation there. Welcome in, Gorlworld. Hope you're having a great weekend. Thank you so much for coming by.
I was on the phone, and that's when like I was like hyperventilating. The heat started getting to me while I was on the phone at that point, and I actually started like gagging because the food that I had eaten was really heavy and didn't sit right in my stomach. There was like some confusion because somewhere in that moment while I was on 911, I realized like just in case I need to screenshot his name and license plate number and like on the Uber page, and I'm so glad I did because the person I ended up talking.
Welcome in, Magic Shorts, Short Bus, Magic Short Bus. This is a wonderful comment here. I'm liberal and once got an Uber that had a MAGA front plate. We had a nice conversation. He got me to my destination. I thanked him. She's a legit psychopath. I can really, I really understand that there. I try to be cool with everybody regardless. I mean, obviously some people are going to be difficult sometimes, and maybe, not everybody can agree on everything, of course, but I think it's good to, be respectful to people and not to, give people the benefit of the doubt, not look for reasons to fight. Right? We've got more than enough reasons to fight. I think it's good to try to find reasons to get along. So that's where I stand on that. So welcome in. Thank you for coming by.
Talking to eventually at Uber, did not know how he did this, but they couldn't explain to me why. But basically, while I was like on the phone with 911, I saw a new Uber had been ordered for me, and I was like, the fuck? That's weird. And I go and look, and I'm like, oh, I guess there's an Uber on the way. Like, I didn't order it though. I've assumed, I guess he had done something.
Excellent. Thank you.
Well, we get that figured out. They say that they're going to have someone call me. So basically, I realized that this new Uber was being sent to the original location, not where I was currently at. And I was like, that's weird. So then I was forced to cancel the request. When I canceled the request, it only saved the second driver's information and not the first. And it was like I had never been connected to the first driver.
So she now is insinuating that the driver did some kind of computer mumbo jumbo to to erase the record of the trip so that she couldn't leave a negative report about him. I don't know if that he did that intentionally or if he just literally was just trying to get her, cancel the ride, and maybe it just canceled the record as well. I don't know. I'm willing to give the guy the benefit of the doubt. From what I saw, it seemed like he was really just kind of fed up with her and just wanted her gone, and she was looking to create a scene, right? Like, that's the impression I got from this. I mean, I think everybody here is pretty much on the same page with that.
And they couldn't even find a record of him, which is another reason why I really wanted an incident report. So I sent them the screenshot to like show his name and his license plate, so they'll be able to find him as a driver. So I mean, I didn't get charged for the ride, which I guess is cool or whatever. The police ended up calling me right when I figured all that out, and I was like, actually, like, I'm stranded now. Like, there isn't an Uber coming now. Can you come so I can talk to you? Because like, I really want to talk about this. So the police showed up within a few minutes. And I walked over and I started talking to him. And again, I would have never called the police if he had left.
I don't understand why you had to call the police at all. Like, why'd you have to call the police? Like, what happened? What did you want to report yourself for committing an assault, a verbal assault on him? Did you want to report yourself for recording him without his consent? Did you want to report yourself for not paying for? I mean, what? Why were you calling the police if it wasn't to report yourself? Because he hasn't committed any crime. He hasn't done anything to you that would warrant a police report, unless you just didn't like his tone of voice. But again, that doesn't warrant a police report, Rosee. I know you think it does. I know you think the police are your own personal enforcers who you could use to terrorize anybody else if they disagree with you. But that's not how it works, Rosee. And that's probably why she thinks the reaction channels are so quick to use to quote, weaponize the police. She loves that word, weaponize. That's why she projects and says that we weaponize the police, because she weaponizes the police. Every chance she gets, she uses them to either control or to bully other people. She uses it as a way to extend her own power. Not cool, Rosee. Not when you claim to be this person who cares so much about the rights of the individual and who is so much against authority and against the, what does she call it? The authoritarians and the capitalists and the, who else does she call them? The Christians. And she has all these stereotypical terms. She always wants to lump people together and stereotype other people and accuse them of being bigoted and hateful. And it's such projection.
Like, when I got done with that first clip, like the long one, like the very first clip in the beginning, had he just fucking left the parking lot and like not walked up to me, not kept harassing me, I was stranded. Okay? I was literally stranded. And
she was literally stranded. You were at a gas station. How are you stranded at a gas station in the middle of town during the day when it's sunny? It's a sunny day, the middle of the day. It's not a holiday, it's business day, at a gas station in town, and you call that being stranded? You don't know what it means to be stranded, Rosee. You really don't. Look at this face. This is, she looks so much like her mom here.
Instead of following through with making me stranded, he stayed in the parking lot and like was just like hovering around and like waiting for me in the wings.
Welcome, Cinnamon Girl. Good to see you. Glad you could make it. Hope you're having a great Saturday. And she's so incredulous that this man waited for the police. This guy was smart. He realized that she was the type of person who would weaponize the police, and he knew that if he didn't give his version of events, there was a chance they would believe her.
Talking to the police, enough time had passed that I assumed he had just left. All right.
And maybe he had a bad experience with the police in the past. Maybe he had a bad experience with the passenger in the past. Maybe he was falsely accused of a crime in the past. You don't know what this guy's history is. He might have had a really, he might have had his own trauma. Rosee, have you ever considered that other people might have trauma as well? Of course not. Of course not. Nobody else has trauma. I mean, not like she has trauma.
We were talking to the police. I was kind of going back and forth. I was asking if I could file a police report, and he wouldn't file the police report. Basically, he was citing the reason as the man had left. And the police officer wasn't very helpful.
The police officer. No, the police officer seems to have been somebody who had the ability to discern fact from fiction and was unwilling to accept your hysterical version of events.
At that point, and I kept pressing him, and I was like, can I get an incident number? Can I get some kind of record that this conversation happened, please? Because
because you want to try. Know why she wants that? I know how Rosee thinks. Because she wanted to try to get him fired. She wanted to go to Uber and use the police incident report as evidence of this guy doing something to her. That's what she wanted. The reason she wants the autism diagnosis so she could throw it in our faces, she wanted the incident report so she could throw it in his face because she is a vindictive, petty, cruel person.
The whole reason I was even called the police was just for that. I wasn't like trying to get him arrested for anything because I didn't think
I wasn't trying to get him arrested. No, you were. You just knew that you could. You just didn't think you had enough ammunition.
he really technically did any kind of crime, right? But like I just wanted a record of what happened for when I contacted Uber. We were wrapping up. And
exactly. A record for when she contacted Uber because she was going to try to get it. Even she admits it herself. She doesn't even deny it. She wanted the record so she can get him in trouble with Uber.
Incident number, and I was going to go on my merry fucking way. I had just ordered the reorder of the Uber. And this man fucking pops up out of nowhere.
I don't think, you know what, Canada Cool? Unfortunately for Rosee, that is not a crime. I mean, if she ran the world, it would be. If Rosee ran the world, that would absolutely be a capital offense.
And walks around onto the driver's side. I was on the passenger side. I showed the police officer the videos that I showed y'all.
Great point.
And it got to the point where I told him to fuck you and the horse you rode in on, the officer went,
"Oh, welcome to Della Batty. Yes, I do have a channel. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Hopefully you're having a great weekend as well. We're watching here Rosee attacking the Uber driver, assaulting the Uber driver verbally. Oh, and this, let me post the link also once again. This is from the Nikki T Archive, a fellow reaction channel who archives a lot of Rosee content, and this is a really good one.
I said what I said. Fuck you and the horse you rode in on. Fuck that. I have gone through too much shit in my life to take anything like that lying down. The utter disrespect, the insane unprofessionalism, the asinine escalation of the situation in its entirety. Like, we could have just sat in awkward silence for 10 minutes. Like, I just didn't want to keep talking about religion. That should be respected. Like, I finally just, like, I just tried to set a boundary with a man, God for fucking bid.
Oh, tried to set a boundary with a man? He was holding a Bible. That is, you know, that is something people hold for protection. He was clearly like afraid of you in some way, and he believed he needed some additional protection because he needed some spiritual. He needed, Rose Ferrato. The Bible backed her off, right? I'm gonna grab another seltzer. I'll be right back in just 1 second or 10 seconds. Excuse me.
Oh, because that's all it was, and I cannot stress to you guys enough how like polite I was about it. I wasn't trying to cause a problem. I wasn't trying to be bitchy. I had just had a long day. He was making me feel uncomfortable.
She was so polite about it.
There might have been some kind of miscommunication, language barrier situation going on.
Language barrier? He probably speaks English better than you, Rosee. Just because he has an accent doesn't mean he doesn't speak English well. And it sounded to me like his English was no worse than yours. At least he doesn't use word salad.
Sure, that's totally plausible and like could have ended up fueling into this unfortunate situation. But like this ended up with me having like a full-blown panic attack to the point of like hyperventilating in public. Like it was super embarrassing. And it took me a while to calm down, and I was just so fucking exhausted. And now it's like I'm so exhausted right now. Like that airplane ride was awful because to top it all off, my phone was super low on battery, and I normally am really good about always having a charger, and I meant to pack 2 chargers, and I ended up only packing 1, and...
Oh, welcome in, Belladonna. Good to see you. Hope you're having a great weekend.
The one I packed didn't have a little wall plug-in, so I ordered one off CVS, like, DoorDash, and that one was super janky and weird and, like, didn't work right. I had, like, only 20% left, so I couldn't use my phone on the flight, and I didn't bring anything else with me. because I was supposed to have a charged phone. But between the fucking multiple Uber issues and the shitty meal and my bad attitude by the end of it all, you know, I was just so upset because I am excited to say.
That's something, you know, we talk about Rosee as a food addict. That right there. She had that big scene with the Uber driver, nearly got the police called, or did got the police called the police, and she's talking about that, the bad meal, as if the bad meal was just as bad as the incident with the driver or the police. Like, it just shows how much of importance she places on her food.
That Sunday's vlog is gonna be pretty dope. This was just kind of like a crazy scenario. I'm still so overstimulated. I appreciate you guys.
Oh, and you made a good point earlier, Rory. I skipped over that, about how somebody this big is probably has some issues. And I don't like to stereotype. You know, there's a lot of people who are big who are good people. But a lot of time when you're that big, it comes from having some issues. There's something deeper there usually. It's not just liking food. And doesn't make you, and some people it manifests in different ways. Some people it manifests as self-destructive. Some people it turns into outwardly destructive. It turns into aggression. It becomes bitterness and anger at others. And that's what we got with Rosee here. You know, she's really big and she's miserable about it, and she turns that aggression outward. She talks about having agoraphobia. Agoraphobia is a fear of going out into the public. And I think the origin of the word comes from phobia of the agora, which was like the public, like market, like the public square in ancient Greece. So it's like a fear of being out in the public square with people who would know you. So she doesn't have that though. What she has is a fear of people like seeing her for who she is. It's not the same thing as being afraid of going out in public. And she just maybe feels similar or looks similar, but yeah. And she does have a lot of different accents, and it's funny how her accent doesn't change, like, depending on, like, if she's in an environment talking to a bunch of, you know, like if you go to like another, like if you move to another country and you stay there for a while, you might pick up a little bit of an accent. If you move to a different town and you're in a neighborhood and everybody there has an accent, you might start to pick it up after a while. But her accent seems to change just depending which day it is. You know, like it doesn't seem to change based on any like reason, like any normal reason rather. Let me get back to the video here. Hold
on. Sorry to come on here with a negative update first, but I want to get this out of the way, get it posted and over with.
Good to see you. Moon Moss has got a fantastic channel. One of the new voices in reaction in Gorlworld, and Rosee, at least one of the newer. Let me say it like that. One of the newer. Got a great channel. If one of my mods can be kind enough to put Moon Moss's link in the chat, she has some really great videos. I encourage everybody to go check her out. Oh, welcome in, Bad C13. Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad you really enjoy it. Welcome in to you, and welcome into all of the new chatters, all of the new commenters. We got a lot of people in today, a lot of new folks, and that's awesome. I love that I can share my opinions. We can all have a chance to talk. You know, I've seen a lot of you folks in other chats, so glad to see you came by here. You know, I hope everybody feels welcome. All right, let's keep it going. And
because I just thought it was an interesting story, and I don't want this story to overtake the vlog that I made. So when I'm in a better mood, I will film the outro for my big vlog that's gonna go up probably on Sunday, is what I'm thinking. I kind of want to upload it. I'll either upload it on Sunday or like the day before. It was great chatting with y'all.
All right, so let's go back to the one we were on, because it's Saturday. I got nowhere else to be right now. We could watch some more Roz and Gorlworld stuff. First off, let me take a moment to thank all of the channel members. I usually do this on my Wednesday stream. Take a chance to thank all of the channel members. But the Wednesday stream was postponed until Saturday because I was scheduling issues. But I do, for anybody new here, my schedule every Wednesday evening, I do a weekly live stream where I cover Gorlworld topics usually. And I do a members stream the last Saturday of every month where I usually cover more like police cam videos and like international travel. And I cover more non-Gorlworld type stuff because I like to keep the Gorlworld content publicly available for everybody. And the members, you know, we like do something a little different, you know, so that way everybody still gets to see. The people who come here for Gorlworld content don't miss any. That's what I want to make sure. Nobody misses any of that. So let me take a moment to thank also the Tier 2 members, Doctors Associates, Canada Cool, and Glitterfile 69. I have to double check if there's any new Tier 2 members and after this week, and I will add you folks to the list. So thank you so much to all of the members, and especially the Tier 2 members. And thank you to all of the channel viewers, all of the chatters, all of the new chatters, all the people watching the replay. Grateful to have you. You're very much appreciated. So let me pull back the recent Rosee stream, the one we were just watching. This is hers from yesterday. So let me pull this up here. We were about 30 minutes in. And let's let it go.
And yeah, maybe this won't do anything.
So right before this, and I'm going to rewind it just a bit because she's talking about how much she cares for service workers. Well, we just saw how much she cares for the average service worker, like that Uber driver. Let's let her explain it here. She's talking about how much she cares about these people who have to work for a living.
Unpaid are not getting about what happened yesterday. And then I'm going to just like move past the topic again entirely, but since it was brought up about what happened yesterday, it kind of dawned on me because like one of the ways that I'm harassed a lot is people will send unpaid orders of food to my house, meaning that they are using these 1099 workers who don't make hourly wages.
Thank you so much, Laura Castellanos.
Given orders.
$10 super chat. Haha, an ad in Spanish. You're getting ads? I thought I had the ads turned off for this stream. But if you're getting ads, I mean, hopefully there are not too many of them. I have them set on low, whatever that means. So if you're getting ads, they're from YouTube. They're not from me. I intentionally keep the ads low on the live streams. Yeah, and it is a bit of a skill to, you know, some people take it for granted, but some people are not as naturally nice as other people. Some people have to kind of learn to be nice. I kind of had to learn to be nice. I'll say that. I used to be kind of a jerk when I was younger. I used to be kind of mean and like nasty. Like sometimes when I make jokes, they're kind of mean sometimes. And I used to not I used to not care about being mean. So I would be mean a lot more often. And now I try to be nice most of the time. And it's a lot more fulfilling. I'm much happier being nice most of the time. I mean, obviously some people deserve a little bit of meanness because that's what they give out. But most people, I like to just be kind and be put out good vibes, as some people would say.
Unpaid are not getting paid a tip because.
And thank you again, Laura Castellanos.
Right? And I noticed this pattern because almost every unpaid order has been done by someone who doesn't speak English. And I was really confused at first, and it didn't click with me until yesterday. And it just made me more upset because it made me realize that, like, they're the ones accepting those orders because they're just trying to make money. And they're being taken advantage of for someone's joke. And, like, even if you don't fucking like me, you're affecting real people's, like, livelihood and gas and time. And I think it's deplorable and disgusting.
We saw from a minute ago how much she cares about the average person's time and money, you know, the working class people of the world. You've got a champion in Roz.
Because I don't have much sympathy for, like, corporations or whatever. I don't really care.
Yeah, she's got no sympathy for the corporations, but she cares about the workers. She cares about the workers. She only has sympathy for corporations, in my opinion. She has sympathy for whatever the popular corporate talking point of the day is. Whatever TikTok's telling her to think, she's with it. But whenever it comes time to actually stand up and put her convictions where they count, where it might inconvenience her in some way, and it might actually help somebody else, that's too much work. Somebody else can do it. Oh, and Timo,
just, like, completely
I get what you're saying there. I totally understand that. I mean, I think everybody, well, maybe not everybody, but I can relate to that. I certainly have worked at jobs still sometimes where I have to keep my mouth quiet. I have to keep it respectful. Sometimes I deal with people who are not the easiest to deal with. I'll just say it like that. So I totally get what you're saying, and I respect it. And it takes strength It takes more strength to be quiet than it does to be loud. That's something that we learn as we get older. We know when you're a youngster, you associate strength with being loud, but when you get older, you realize that being quiet is often the true strength.
In someone's labor and time like that, to do nothing, it's just disgusting. Like I think it's like beyond deplorable, because those are innocent people. Even if you think I'm a vile, evil villain, those are innocent people, and they don't deserve that at all. And I know you don't give a fuck, whoever's doing this, about anything other than your entertainment and self. Not today, no, Beezer. So I guess I just want to say that, because like you're exploiting people for a joke that's not funny, and it doesn't accomplish anything. It doesn't even bother me anymore. Like, it's just a part of my routine now because it's so frequent.
So she claims that she gets all these fake orders all the time. I'm not an expert on ordering out takeout. I don't really do it very often. I'm a cheap bastard. I'd rather just go pick up food myself than pay for somebody to deliver it. That's just how I am. I'd rather cook myself most of the time, but I do like to go out to eat once in a while, like, going on a date, something like that. But otherwise, totally off that subject. But yeah, as far as getting food delivered, she says that all these fake deliveries are coming to her house. Well, how are they? Who's sending the fake deliveries? Are they coming from Uber Eats? Are they coming from DoorDash? Because you can contact them and say, don't accept any orders that are not prepaid. Don't only allow a prepaid order. So if they don't pay up front, don't accept the order. If these people are calling small local businesses, that could be a little bit more difficult to deal with. But at some point, there's only so many places that deliver. If eventually you're going to be able to get in touch with them and say, hey, please don't accept any orders except for paid upfront orders. And eventually the word will get out and they'll stop sending them. If Rosee keeps getting orders at this point, I believe at least some of them she is sending to herself. She's eating the food, and that she's claiming that she's only doing it because she feels bad for the driver.
And yeah, maybe this won't do anything, but like,
I think it is.
Stop involving innocent people.
I think it is.
Thank you, Jime. The color of that drink, yeah, it's pretty.
Oh, and that is her $90 a tonic?
Yeah, really good to see you.
Not $90 for one glass. No, one glass is only like $20.
Okay, yeah, so I like the idea of the lights of the bottle. But it's so annoying and rude to the food and delivery workers, absolutely. Like, I'm not concerned about the Domino's, the Pizza Huts of it all. Those are corporations, but like those are like people being exploited for a joke that's not landing.
Hold on, she doesn't care about Domino's and Pizza Hut because those are corporations. Don't you realize that the drivers still work on tips, Rosee? Like how stupid could she be? I don't care if you send fake orders to Pizza Hut because they're a big corporation. The drivers work on tips. Doesn't matter which business they work for, Rosee.
And it's just not okay. It's just me being harassed isn't okay, but I know they don't give a fuck about that. Why do so many adults choose to act like effing toddlers and play dumb jokes? Seriously, grow up. I'm sorry that happens to you. Thank you. I appreciate it. It just,
It's like she's scolding the children she doesn't actually have.
Like, that's the third time I've had to use Google Translate to talk to someone to explain the situation. And it's just, in recent history. Like, it's just fucked up for them.
Very much, Timo. I don't like to ask for a refund unless it's, I don't like to ask for a refund unless it's really like I just can't use it. It's completely, it's damaged, something that, I really can't use it. If it's my fault, I just say, hey, I messed up. I'm going to keep it. Like if I order the wrong thing, that's on me. I don't like to ask for a refund unless it's something where, it's really not my fault. they gave me the wrong item, then I will. But otherwise, I don't like to ask.
Greek food? That's cool. I'll move on from that topic now, but I did want to say that. I decant my dish soap into a decorative bottle.
Darn right. Great comment, by the way. And welcome in, Sinadala. Hopefully I've got your name right. The Pizza Hut CEO is not going to care one way or the other about the fake orders. The guy delivering the pizza, the guy making the pizza, maybe even the owner who has to pay the workers. Let's keep that in mind. Rosee loves to talk about big corporations, but like Jarella said, franchises. These are businesses. Somebody owns that business. If they are losing money, they cannot afford to hire as many workers. Those workers are the people she says she cares about. So if she's harming the business, the money is coming out of the employees' pockets in the end of the day. So it's incredibly, it's either a lie or it's just very ignorant.
That would work for that bottle. You said Chick-fil-A, nice. Ooh, Netta. Clock that. Using marginalized people to harass another marginalized person is a vile behavior. We're marginalized.
Well, okay, Rosee. Well, then would you stop riling up your chat to go attack the reactors? Because that could be construed in that way.
In different ways, obviously, but goddamn, thank you for saying that. God damn, that's
Rosenomics.
Right fucking point. Seriously, people are dicks. Yeah. I have been getting a lot of love in DMs recently. I really appreciate everybody who takes the time to reach out and say something kind and to share their thoughts.
Well, that's how you can tell it's a fake order. If it's only one pizza, it's fake, right?
I did get, because I didn't check my DMs for a hot minute. I did get one from someone who was just like, I've been watching all these reactors that won't stop talking about you. I just wanted to share some of my opinions, and they wrote out a list, and I just kind of my eyes kind of glazed over it, and I just kind of went scanned it down, and the only thing I registered was they called me sanctimonious. And I was like, I don't think I'm better than any other person. However, I do believe that how you carry yourself and how you spend your free time and how you treat people speaks to who you are and your character.
Wow, she is so oblivious to her own existence. She doesn't think she's better than anybody else. Well, then why do you moralize so much? Why do you go on social media and put other people down? Why do you talk about other people being ignorant or being monsters or having no values? Or she always has all these criticisms for other people. Rosee, I know you're oblivious to what you say, but when you criticize other people and you say that they're lower than you, that's you saying you're better than them indirectly. So even if you claim you don't say you're better than other people, when you're constantly putting other people down, that's kind of what can be interpreted from that.
So I'll just leave that at that.
Or inferred, rather. It's what can be inferred from that.
And I believe everyone has the opportunity to change and grow because I did.
No, you've had the chance to change and gorl. Yeah, you've been gorling and growing. You haven't been only changing she's done is change up her boyfriend and her stories about how she got involved in feederism.
Let me see here. Okay, we'll need to do ice later. Okay, you know what? This kitchen is stressing me the fuck out. All right, we are gonna just do a process here.
Deadwing Dork. That's a channel I watch sometimes. I didn't know he had a new video out. I will go look it up.
I'll save this.
And for anybody not aware, Deadwing Dork is a channel, much bigger channel than mine. He's doing fine. But he covers lolcows, and he covers more weird, real weirdos and sickos and people who are kind of I can't always watch his show because sometimes the people he covers are just so weird and nasty. It's just it makes me uncomfortable. So I can't always watch it. But he certainly covers some very, I'll say people who are worth covering. Say it like that.
And then I'm gonna move that.
Yes, good point.
This can go.
That's what she means to say.
This is there. This needs to go in the trash because I never finished this bowl of pretzels. Okay. This is just like, this is just getting to a point I can't fucking deal. That's kind of where I'm at. So give me just a second.
Wow. She fills the entire door frame. Look at that. Could she go through it forward, or does she have to go through it sideways? Look at that. I think she has to go through it sideways. I don't think she could go through it facing through. Do you? That is wild. Like, if she gains any more weight, she's gonna get stuck. Yeah, horror cow types, yes.
Right, food. Water can go in the fridge. Blender can go over here. Just gonna get that out of the way for a second. Sorry, guys. If I don't do this right now, I'm gonna just keep getting like
that's a good point. Rosee does not think about production at all. Her audio is always terrible. She doesn't look at the camera. She always has the fan on, blowing at the microphone. She never points the camera at what she's cooking either. That's the other one I can't stand. She never points it at what she's making. She's cooking food, but you can't even see what she's cooking.
I forgot to put the bleach back when I bleached the sink earlier this week.
I wonder if she bleaches her elbows.
Okay. Wash this real fast.
Through the door? That is shameless. That is shameless. I think I vaguely remember that. Tarot is a skill. It's something that takes time. It takes a lot of, you got to really devote yourself to learn to do that stuff properly. And if you want to just have a little fun and just goof around, that's one thing. But if you're going to sell your services to people, you have to, you can't just, have learned it 5 minutes ago. That's basically scamming people. If you're selling services that you don't actually have, it's a scam. Foodie's another one, yeah. Are you serious? That makes total sense for her, though, right? I can totally see her doing that. Trying to get people to break up their marriages.
Honey, olive oil.
And I've seen the beginner deck. Isn't the beginner deck just like a regular deck of cards or something? Maybe she's using magic cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Pokemon cards.
I think I'm out of.
Okay.
Oh, am I? I'm not. Ha. Good. Okay. Ooh, I'm gonna use new seasoning salt for sure. Okay. All right.
Is that sweat on her shirt or is that water? Because that's a lot of sweat for somebody who's been sitting the whole time, or almost the whole time.
Okay. Oh. All right. I feel better. That was much needed. Hello. Anja? I hope I said that right. if you blended cottage cheese, you could use it to make like a creamy sauce.
Rolling.
Oh my
We
God.
need a montage with her in that chair rolling around the kitchen with Fred Durst singing in the background.
Talk about eating it with pineapple. I make chocolate cheesecake ice cream using 0-calorie sweetener, cocoa powder, and blended cottage cheese with the Ninja Cream. Nice.
Let me speed her up just a little bit.
So, you know what? Before we start working with food, let me just do this. Thank you.
Those arms are scary. Like, I mean, it's just crazy. Like here, you can see like how they it reminds me of those guys who inject the oil in their arms. If anybody's ever seen that, those guys, they inject like silicone or oil or all kinds of like chemicals in their arms to give them these big fake looking muscles. They're not real muscles, but they're supposed to look like muscles, and it looks like that. They just get this deformed look, like it looks like their arms are just covered in tumors, and it reminds me of this, where they just get like they look horrid.
I'm just gonna throw my hair back.
Yes, the synthol.
I've had this
they
skirt
call it.
forever.
Very
I just
welcome,
didn't
Moon
have
Moss.
a dress nearby.
Glad to have you, Moon Moss. And one of my mods, if you didn't get the chance earlier, if you could throw Moon Moss's link in the chat. Thank you so much for coming by. She does a great channel. Be sure to check her out, everybody.
And like, God, I hate pants. I hate pants so much. Like sensory-wise, it's a big reason I'm a dress girl. I also like the way I look in dresses too, but
I don't think they make pants that would. To be fair, I don't remember what Rosie's legs look like. I don't know. Maybe pants would fit her. She's very big, like on the upper body. She's got a lot of neck fat, a lot of arm fat. She's got her own. She's definitely not built the same as Amber. You know. Probably not. Could she find any that fit though, right? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, Mr. Ella.
me too about the dresses, Cheekwood. Yeah, it's been many years since I've worn jeans. Jeans were just such a staple in the 90s and early 2000s, and then by the 2010s, they kind of did fall out of like fashion favor. Like I think there's in a way like they're still kind of like classic in the sense they go with everything and people still wear them. But like nowadays, I feel like I'd say at least most women, or like,
Hold on. Something in Rosie's mouth that she didn't swallow. This is like a big event. I've never seen that before. Her not swallowing something in her mouth.
Oh, I somehow had a hair in my mouth. Apologies for that. Oh, what the fuck?
Oh, that's why it didn't have enough calories. Wasn't worth swallowing.
Oh, weird. I don't know how the gloves ended up over there, but okay. I don't like my hands feeling my waist. Get real. You look like.
That is a crazy story, but I believe it though. Like it can happen. It can happen. Bodybuilding it can be very dangerous. Like I did some working out, but I never like was seriously into like bodybuilding. And from what I've seen, like the serious bodybuilders, a lot of them are risking their health. I'll just say it like that. Mm-hmm. Oh wow, she's gonna get carrots all over everything in a minute. Oh, that makes sense too. Yeah, I feel bad for people losing their hair. Like nobody wants to lose their hair. And that would be if I was losing my hair from diabetes, that would get me to immediately start eating better. I would absolutely start eating better if my hair was falling out.
Okay, I'm gonna leave. Correct that. I was like, what? Cheers, motherfuckers. I do need an apron. I don't know if it's clean yet. Speaking of, I probably have like 2 laundries. 2 laundries, Rosee? You have 2 laundries.
That's a fair point. I mean, what sport is healthy if you take it to an extreme level, right?
Bitch. I probably have like 2 loads of laundry left.
She looks sweaty.
God, this is good. There is something about the flavor.
The way she drinks with the straw.
I probably have like 2 loads of laundry left.
You can't really see it with this one so much, but from the side, you can really see it. She needs a flexi straw because she has so much fat on her neck. She has to like put her chin down to drink. She like ducks her head down, but she can't get it down low enough. So she has to do like this weird posture with the straw where she like ducks her head down and puts the cup up to her face. Like when she's facing it the side, you can see it better. But like she can't get her head low enough to drink.
Good. There is something about the flavor of this Willie's drink that just pairs so fucking well with the flavored water. I feel like when I did it in the soda, 2 laundries made sense. Nice. Okay. When I mixed it with the soda, I felt like the Willie's got lost in it, but I can still taste it when I make the flavored water drinks with it. Honestly, it tastes good enough to drink on its own. That helps dilute the cannabis flavor. This is like a lot of carrots.
Carrots are healthy. That's good. I like carrots. But how much oil is she going to pour on them, right?
1/4 of a cup. Let's start with it's roughly 1/8 of a cup. I'm just eyeballing it. I'm going to start with that much oil.
That's a pretty decent amount of oil. That's a lot of carrots, to be fair. I'm not going to say that's like too much oil, but that's I don't think you should be using any more than that, though.
Until I think it's going to need more oil, but let's find out.
I feel like that's probably enough oil. Like that's a relatively generous amount of oil. Like, I mean, at least if you're trying to be health conscious. I mean, I'm not sure what like a professional chef would use, but if I was making the carrots, I wouldn't be using more oil than that. I mean, you need more oil than that, right? Like, how greasy do you want the carrots to be?
Oh, actually, there's a good amount of oil on the bottom. No, this is enough. Let me just trust this for a minute. You look like Belle when your hair is in a bun like that, like from Beauty and the Beast.
And anybody not aware, Rosee has a history of doing feeder fetish porn, and one of the videos she did was a porn parody of a child's movie called Matilda. And apparently she wanted to do a porn parody of Beauty and the Beast, the children's movie by Disney, but she was kicked out of that community that made the content before she could do that. They kicked her out because even they had enough of her, right? Like even the feeder porn community is like, no, Rosee, get out. We don't want you.
Because that's like one of the nicest things anyone's ever said to me, if that's who you're referring to. Oh my God. Did you know she's my favorite Disney princess? And you know what's so funny? The reason she's my favorite Disney princess is when I was a kid. I remember I was young, 8, 9, 10.
And welcome to the middle of nowhere. Good to see you. I missed you coming in earlier.
I remember, I don't know if someone asked me the question or I was just thinking about it or whatever, but I was very much thinking to myself, who is my favorite Disney princess? Because I actually had a moment when I was.
I'm so sorry, Bella. Well, I don't know what we could do to help you here, but trigger warnings for any other animated characters in the chat.
Man, none of them look like me. Because I was fat. There wasn't a fat Disney princess.
There was no fat Disney princess. Rosee, even if they had a fat Disney princess, she still wouldn't look like you.
She's my favorite Disney princess. And you know what's so funny? The reason she's my favorite Disney princess is when I was a kid. I remember I was young, 8, 9, 10. I remember, I don't know if someone asked me the question or I was just thinking about it or whatever, but I was very much thinking to myself, who is my favorite Disney princess? Because
And she makes such a big deal about it too. I remember when she's always trying to act like, oh, we have to protect the minors on the internet. I make sure that I don't allow any minors on my channel, and I make sure not to allow that because it's really bad. And she pretends to care so much. And it's to the point where it makes me think she doesn't care at all. Because if you really cared, you wouldn't need to put on that kind of a show like that. You wouldn't need to be so over the top with it. So I think, so it comes across very, it is sick. The whole, the way a porno parody of a children's movie is kind of like weird. Like I never really thought about it before, but yeah, I agree with Miss Jarella. It's like, that's icky, right? That's not something that makes sense to me.
Because I actually had a moment when I was doing this when I was a kid, and I was just like, man, none of them look like me.
Ursula.
There wasn't a fat Disney princess.
Ursula.
Belle was a bookworm like me. Belle had brown hair like me. Belle was just like the most, I think, relatable princess to me in my life as a kid. Out of like all the
Wasn't Belle also like an athlete who liked to keep a clean house?
options. Love Mulan. I love, I love Mulan. Rapunzel and Cinderella, I was kind of like, okay. And same with like Snow White, but I really liked, I'm thinking of other Disney movies that are coming into my head that don't have the princesses in them.
I'm thinking of what Disney movies I liked. I liked most Disney movies as a kid. I'm old enough to remember the old ones. I didn't see them when they were in the theater, of course. I saw them on like Disney Channel or something. But I liked the old ones a lot. I liked the Sword and the Stone. I liked Cinderella. I liked Snow White. I liked Sleeping Beauty. I liked all the old ones. I'm sure there were others too. I liked the new ones though too. I liked Little Mermaid as a kid. I liked Aladdin. Aladdin was fun. I liked Aladdin a lot because it had a lot of like adventure. Obviously I think that's why I liked Sword in the Stone and Sleeping Beauty, because they had like a lot of like adventure to them from what I remember. It's been a while since I saw it. Oh, I loved the Robin Hood cartoon as a kid. That was my favorite. I loved that Robin Hood cartoon. I used to sing along with it. I had a lot of fun with that.
Off the top of my head, but I like the Little Mermaid. In fact, I don't remember how the story goes.
Lady and the Tramp. I remember that.
I think it was my mom that told it to me, or it was a memory I had that I can't recall right now. I'd have to ask her if she remembers. But I
yes. What was her name? The woman. Oh my goodness. I don't remember her name in the movie, but I totally know who you're talking about. The giant, heavy, fat one.
In church and like crying with some of the hymnals, but I remember
Little Floated Mermaid.
The story, because I think I was really young when I saw Little Mermaid for the first time.
Little floater mermaid washed ashore. Now she's bloated.
Time
exploded.
I was the kind of kid where like if music was really emotional, I would just bawl my eyes out. Like I would just like cry really hard. I've gotten better about that as I've gotten older. But music can still move me. Yeah.
Well, that was a fun.
Yes, love her.
I remember that song. That was a fun song.
Yeah. But my dream, and I actually think I even told this to my boyfriend recently, like, my dream is, like, I have two dream cosplays. If I would ever cosplay, Rose Quartz from Steven Universe, is the first one, and Belle, specifically, in the ballroom scene with the yellow dress, for, like, plus-size cosplays.
I think it's a troll, because she wanted to do a porno parody of Beauty and the Beast before she got kicked out of the theater porn community. So I think that is the reason why they mentioned it. I mean, if they actually mean it, that's very, very nice of them to say. But I think it was really just a troll comment. I hope it was a troll comment.
But I wouldn't want to do it unless I could do it right. And like,
oh, I love that one. I love that one, Sprinkles.
Fucking money into the final results. I would want it to be like a fucking dope fucking cosplay. Anyway, I'm gonna do a heavy drizzle of honey.
That was a good movie though. I remember that. Yeah, you're right. It was pretty crazy trying to use the dogs for their fur. Pretty crazy story, right? I remember the Rescuers. That was a fun one. There were a lot of them.
That's probably about a fourth of a cup of honey.
Rosee cooks so darn slow. Everything she does is so slow. She's making instant ramen, and she's been cooking for like 30 minutes.
I like to mix my carrots by hand to make sure that they're all saturated. So we're going for sweet honey roasted. Well, I like sweet and spicy. So for my spicy, for my carrots, I like gokudaru, which is Korean red pepper chili flakes. I find these to be less harsh on my stomach and the burn to be less harsh than like your regular crushed red pepper flakes. My first concert I ever went to was Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. It was for free in a mall parking lot when I was 15 years old. Not long after that, I did end up going to...
Well, let me just take a moment. If everybody's enjoying the show, be sure to click that like button. And if you'd like to see more of this content, please click that subscribe button and the bell so you can be notified when I go live. I do a weekly live stream on Wednesday evenings, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. And I do a once a month member stream on Saturdays. And I do bonus streams on the weekend. I try to throw in an extra one whenever I get the chance.
I don't remember the band's name, but it was the first time I ever went to the Masquerade in Atlanta. And my friend's birthday was like, I think the day after or before mine.
Very cool, Jamie.
She was just really, really scared.
That's okay. It's okay to have an unpop. You know what? I love that people here are free to share their opinion, Canada Cool. I don't love every Disney movie, certainly. I liked a lot of them growing up, but there's some that, like Bambi, I agree, that was kind of like sad. That was too sad for me in a way. What was another one that was kind of sad? American Tail. I remember that was sad. I thought that was very sad. Yeah, I wasn't into like sad movies either. So I do get what you're coming with that. Hey, it's fair. Everybody's entitled to their opinion here. I like a lot of them, but I don't necessarily like all of them. Some of them were a little depressing.
Any like emo MySpace girl. She was one of those girls that like very Tumblr-esque vibes, you know, like emo scene girls. She had a very strict religious father, which we both kind of related on. Her dad was, I think, more strict than even my parents, to be fair.
Welcome in, Jaden Flash. I believe you're a first-time chatter here. If not, welcome back. Good to see you. Hope you're having a great Saturday. And Dumbo, I believe, is sad. I don't remember. I mean, it's got a lot of sad scenes. I think it has a happy ending, but it's got a lot of sad scenes. Beavis and Butthead. That was a fun cartoon, too. I like that.
But she was allowed to dress a certain way that I wasn't at the time. Maybe he wasn't religious, but he was very strict. I'll give him that. Well, the reason she was able to go to this concert was because she told him it was a Christian rock band. And I don't remember if they were or not, to be honest. They might have been. I don't know. But it was a horrible experience because she like fully used me. The full details are fuzzy because I was fucking like 16. But she like fully used me and like took advantage of me. And like I got $50 for my birthday that year, and I was like it. Like that's all I had. And she full on like manipulated me into using that money for her birthday. Instead of
What's this? Rosee got manipulated by somebody else? Now, maybe this is where she learned it from. Maybe this girl taught her some stuff.
But she like fully used me and like took advantage of me. And like I got $50 for my birthday that year, and I was like it. Like that's all I had. And she full on like manipulated me into using that money for her birthday instead of anything I would actually want to use it for. And it was just like this whole thing. And I mean, I was young and I learned a lot from the experience, but it was one of those things. Like I had a few different friendships where, cause like I was so heavily bullied in school and like, I just had a lot of difficulty. Like I'm well past that, to be quite honest with you. Like I don't talk a ton about like the high school part of all that, cause I did the therapy for that. I moved on. Like it is what it is. Like I don't feel any type of way because like the bullying I experienced post high school, frankly, has actually been worse. Shocking, because what happened, and besides the fact I was a child, which kind of adds a different layer of complexity, I would say. But we went to some. I barely remember. I actually remember like standing in the back with her dad and talking with her dad because like she fully ditched me as soon as we got there, and it was just one of those like shitty experiences, you know. It just happens. But I had a couple people like her that kind of would befriend me out of convenience, or like
people that would befriend her out of convenience. And you know, Rosee, this really kind of says a lot because yes, it's possible all of these kids were sociopaths who just used people they for any chance they got. But is it possible that they tried to be your friend, and then when they got to know you, they realized that there was nothing there, and the kids who made fun of you were probably like more fun, and they had the right idea about you. You weren't worth being friends with. Like, it's kind of a harsh thing to consider, but maybe all these people she claims used her were the people who actually wanted to give her a chance. But then once they realized how awful she was, they said, well, let me get a little money out of her, and then I could just kick her to the curb. Because, yeah, that was a waste of time. Man, those kids who bullied her were right. Do you think that's possible? Like, they were like, oh, those bullies must be wrong. I bet she's really a nice girl. You know what? The bullies were right. Screw that girl.
You know, because I was bullied so much, I didn't have a lot of friends a lot of time. There was periods of times where I had friends, but most of those just ended up being like, I would find out that they were making fun of me behind my back alongside everyone else, and that just explode, right? But that was the second concert. I think I went to the first concert with her too.
Very good observation, Canada Cool. I've noticed that. And yes, of course, there are bullies. There's people who just can be mean and rude and pick on others. But something that I've observed a lot, and I've seen it in the workplace with other people, I've seen it in school environments, is some people, they come on too strong. They come into the place and they're very aggressive. They try to make everything about them. They try to make everybody do things their way. They want to change everything, and other people kind of don't like it, and then there's a backlash against them, and they claim it's bullying. But is it? You know, you kind of went in there, you threw your weight around, kind of made everybody do what you wanted, pretended to be everybody's best friend, and, you know, they had enough of it. And then they rejected you, and you called it bullying. Is that possible? Maybe.
But I was actually, she was spending the night at my house the day I told you guys, when I picked my MySpace name, it was Rosee Ridicule. She was there with me. We were like looking through the dictionaries together.
Exactly.
We were like,
oh my goodness. Yeah. That is, I knew a little bit about it, but I never realized that it's pretty much exactly what I described there. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm describing, where somebody tries to give her the benefit of the doubt, tries to be nice to her. And once they realize, you know, what she's about, Rosee can't just admit that, you know, things didn't work out. Instead, she claims, well, they were always plotting against me from the beginning.
That's what I'm saying. I was bullied too, if I look back years ago. That's what I'm saying. Like, I processed all that in
basically destroying the carrots.
Therapy and shit, right? But I only bring it up because it's relevant to the story. You know what I mean? Do you hang out with your friends now? A lot of my friends are not in Florida. I got crap on my arm. My friend Danielle's been like, I don't think she gets back. Oh, my brother's home. Hold on. Oh shit. Okay. You're good to come in, Levi. Hello.
Other way.
What's up?
I'm expecting a package.
Okay. Like tonight?
Not sure.
Okay. Hopefully soon. Okay. All right. Okay.
I said this before, but I get a good vibe from Levi. He just seems like a decent kid. It's hard to believe that he and Rosee grew up in the same house.
So, oh no, I added the garlic and onion powder and the salt and the MSG. Okay, so yeah, we've got garlic powder, onion powder, gochugaru, olive oil, honey, the seasoning salt that my friend gave me. I love this shit. I'm very curious to see how.
And I like to use some seasonings, but Rosee, the way she seasons, I'm an okay chef. I'm not an expert chef, but I'm okay. I know a few recipes. The way she seasons makes no sense to me. The way she seasons is just grabs random handfuls of whatever and throws it in, and it doesn't seem to have any logic to it. She just seems to grab a handful of whatever's handy.
It's on here. A little bit of MSG. We dump this shit, throw it in. Hello, honey. Happy Thursday to you as well. Yeah, so, oh wow. There's a lot in that bowl left. Okay. Grab these tongs. Stir them out real good. They smell lovely. I don't love honey a ton, but honey's great on carrots. I think that's a pretty universal opinion.
I season BM. I season interseasoning ballistic missiles. She never lets him use the kitchen. I mean, she's in there 24 hours a day. Just the beginning, just an amateur.
Yeah, my brother lives with us here. Like we all live together. We're all like a kind of a unified household unit, you know. We all contribute. We all do our own thing. I make it a little spicy. Yeah, I like the spice and the honey and the salty and the seasoning.
Yeah, she adds all this salt, but she's making this with ramen soup, ramen noodles, instant ramen. The seasoning packet has got like what, 1,000 milligrams of sodium or some crazy amount.
I'm just gonna drizzle this last little bit of honey and olive oil on the bottom. There's lots of flavor in this bowl. I'm not gonna like scrape it like crazy, but I'm just gonna get this last little bit here. There we go. All right, I call that good. All right, and then let's start. We're at 350 for this amount of carrots. Let's start at 30 minutes.
Are they going to be exhibiting her at a show? Like, is, you know, they whoever raises the heaviest daughter wins an award. Is that like the thing? They have like a county fair. Whoever raises the biggest, fattest child gets the award. Maybe that's what her parents were trying to do. That's what they're investing in, you know. Biggest Gorl in the state. Gorled and Ramsey.
You can cook honey.
We need Gorled and Ramsey.
But technically, you get more of its benefits when it's normal temp. Oh, okay. Okay, that's good to know. Honestly, I prefer when it's cooked in stuff, like the flavor. But that's good to know. Unless it's like on a fried egg sandwich. That's the only real application. Like, I don't like it in honey. Excuse me. I don't like honey in tea.
Least humanoid profile daughter.
Honestly, same. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I love making carrot, air quote, fries in the air fryer. So good. Nice. I got a little something on my phone. Hold on. I might throw the carrots into the ramen or just eat them on the side. It depends on the vibes. I saw All American Readers recently. They were good. That's awesome. My elder emo vibes are going strong for warped nostalgia. Cool.
There's a little spider web. It says some Gorl right up in the corner.
Cool. Oh, wait. Okay, I thought Warped Tour ended. Did it end and come back, or has it always been here? So that was my second concert. I think my third concert was the George Watsky concert. I don't know if I've been to any others between those. I am going to do Jamie Eggs. Yep, the same process that
I didn't go to many concerts in my day. I went to more like shows at some shows at clubs and stuff when I got older. The only like concert I went to in my youth, I went to this giant Bob Marley festival at Bayfront Park. It was wild. It was so wild. It was like this big all-day festival. I was like a high school junior or something. I had only just tried smoking pot for the first time like a month before that. So I went over there and man, I got so loaded. And it was just like and anybody knows about Bayfront Park, it's down in like a rough area of town. So man, it was like a rough place, but it was cool. It was fun. And it was like they had Guru from Gangstar performing. It was a wild concert. Very, very memorable experience.
Been doing. I'm really into that. It's really easy. I like it a lot better than like trying to boil eggs. I just find the process tedious and annoying. But yeah,
it was at Bayfront Park down in Miami, like in Overtown, I think. That's a pretty rough area, you know. Like you can't, if you park your car at the meter, it's going to get broken into. You have to like park in a secured lot.
So the third concert I went to was George Watsky, which if you don't know who he is, he's like an OG legend on YouTube.
I hate them. Yeah,
he went viral when YouTube was like pretty damn new, and he was featured.
I don't want to be a ticket slave.
On the Ellen Show. I'm talking like 2006, 2007, 2008 era, right? Like in that range of time. Because he was the guy rapping like so like at the time.
If Rosie had a glass of water, she'd probably add cream to it. Oh, speaking of which, welcome in, by the way, Ascending Master 467. Hope it's not Ascending Ticket Master. Just joking. Welcome in, Ascending Master. And if you're new here, glad to have you. Hopefully you're having a good weekend. But yeah, Rosie said that to save money, she will buy heavy cream and add water because it's cheaper than drinking milk. That is the fattest thing I've ever heard. Cream is not milk concentrate. Cream is fat. It's like fatty milk. Like you can't add water to cream to get milk. If you dehydrate milk, you don't get cream. That's not how it works, Rosie.
I think this is what kind of made like fast rapping kind of go popular, if I remember correctly. We are talking about, oh my God, 20 years ago.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's like parts of Miami.
That freaked me out.
Oh wow, that's cool. I wanted to go to Woodstock 94 so bad, my parents wouldn't let me go. I almost snuck out and went there. I almost snuck out and like hitchhiked across the country to go there. I almost did that. Like I was a wild kid. I used to sneak out and do stupid crap. Mom, if you're listening, don't listen to this. But yeah, I almost I wanted to go so bad. I almost tried to look into hitchhiking across the country. It's like a 13-year-old. I would have done. I was a wild kid. I probably would have gotten away with it. I probably would have been just fine because I was a resourceful kid in some ways.
And when I found,
but it's probably for the best I didn't. It's probably for the best I didn't. My life would have been very different. I've got a feeling my life would have been very different if I had made that decision.
He wasn't a rapper yet. Like, he made that video, but he hadn't fully launched into his music career. I fell in love with George Watsky's spoken word.
Right?
It's kind of funny. Back then, I wanted to do spoken word so bad, but I wasn't even writing yet, really. I have always loved spoken word.
It's like tea. She puts a tea kettle on, and then she throws some dogs in, and then she pours the water in a cup and adds sugar. She brews a nice cup of hot dog tea.
And I'll never forget the day. I was in my early 20s. I was in 2014. He released, I think the song is called Tiny Glowing Strings Part 2. He released the YouTube video for it. I came home from work, or I worked from home that day. I remember I got off work. I
hadn't been to many concerts, but I've been to some cool events though in my day. Like I've been to, especially when I got older. Like I used to be involved in with work type of stuff. I used to get to go to some pretty cool, fancy events. Some of them were fun. But one of the cooler events I went to, before when I was younger, I got to go to a boxing match, a championship boxing match one time. It was my father got it for me as a birthday gift. He got back then, believe it or not, tickets were so affordable back then. 2 front row seats to a championship boxing match that was on Showtime. It was a televised championship boxing match. 2 front row seats where the other boxers' families, I was sitting with them, right in the front. I was on camera practically. You know how much those seats cost? Yes, it was it was the early 2000s. But guess how much those seats cost? Front row seats at a championship boxing match. Perfect ringside front row seats.
I remember,
or not front row, because they had the judges and the ring girls were in front of me. That's the only people that were in front of me. The judges, the ring girls, those people. And I got to talk to the boxer's agent, with the daughter of one of the boxer's agents. She was really hot, and she invited me to this after party, and my dad wouldn't let me go. I was with my dad, he wouldn't let me go. So there you thanks, Dad.
So vividly, I remembered that I ordered Domino's and I ordered the barbecue wings because I used to eat those all the time. I haven't had it for years, but
close. It was, I think, 110 for each. I think it was 110 for each. But still, I mean, nowadays it'd have been $2,500, $3,000 for those same tickets today. And that was, and if you get them scalped, probably literally thousands of dollars for those tickets today. With inflation, maybe $150 each, $160 each, something like that. Maybe 200. But still, for front row seats at a championship boxing match, come on, can't beat that.
I really don't fuck with Domino's anymore. But back then I had I ate Domino's pretty regularly. And he uploaded that video. And
it wasn't that cheap. This was the 2000s. This wasn't the 90s. This was already like what, 2004? This was after 9/11. This was not the 80s. But still, it was, that's a little bit low for the 2000s. but it was a good deal.
So crazy. I can visualize it if I close my eyes. I remember my laptop. I remember opening the YouTube screen and what it looked like, and I could click the video. It's so weird what my brain chooses to remember. But watching Tiny Glowing Screens it's the part 2. Part 1 I don't like that much at all, actually. But Tiny Glowing Screens part 2, I just watched it at a very important time in my life, for the message of that song, and it resonated. The song / spoken word. It's kind of like a spoken word over a track. It's the best way to kind of explain it.
What's she talking about? She's talking about some rap. I got so caught up talking about me. I never talk about me because I don't like to make it about me. But let's hear about Rosee a little.
But watching Tiny Glowing Screens it's the part 2. Part 1 I don't like that much at all, actually. But Tiny Glowing Screens part 2, I just watched it at a very important time in my life.
Probably.
For the message of that song.
Oh, Capricorn. Good to see you, Capricorn. Capricorn, welcome in, first of all. And thank you so much for the super chat, $10 super chat from Capricorn NJ. Oh, talking concerts. Act I've seen most is Madonna 5 times. I've heard she puts on an amazing show. I'm not really into Madonna myself, but I've heard that she puts on a great show. That's what I've heard. I've heard it's really good. A most unique act in 2016, I saw Nina, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Nina on her 99 Luft Balloons Across America tour. Oh, you mean, is that the band from the 80s? Because I think I may have heard of them. She was great. A lot of those older acts, from the 80s and the 90s, a lot of them were very professional because they toured all of the time before they even got famous. Nowadays, you've got a lot of solo acts who are recording artists. They're not really performing artists. So they have an album and then their record label puts together a tour for them, but they're not experienced tourers. Whereas Madonna, she was been touring forever. She puts on so many shows, Yeah, but that's awesome, Capricorn. And welcome in again. Yeah, REM, I heard they're good live too. You know what I heard is really bad live? I heard Rob Zombie is awful. I heard he cannot sing worth a damn. His voice just gives out. He's got no live singing voice whatsoever. That's what I've heard. I saw some old recordings of White Zombie concerts. He couldn't sing like 30 seconds without his voice giving out. Maybe he's gotten surgery or something and it's better now. Maybe he uses backing tracks now. But I saw old White Zombie concerts in the 90s on YouTube. He could not sing at all. I couldn't even, I was, at the first time I was oh, the audio at this concert must be bad. And then I saw some others and every one of them was like that. I was so disappointed because I used to be a big fan of the band White Zombie. I wasn't a fan of Rob Zombie solo so much, but I loved White Zombie. That second album was my favorite album growing up. So yeah, that was kind of disappointing when I learned that. Let me catch up here on the chat real quick. So she's talking about spoken word or something? I don't know. Very cool. Classic act.
The song / spoken word. It's kind of like a spoken word over a track. It's the best way to kind of explain it.
I welcome in Long Live Wasabi, and I've actually rewound it a couple times because I keep getting sidetracked. So maybe she said it 2 or 3 times, but I made her say it 10.
I highly recommend listening to it. It really, just at the age I was at the time, it just had a very significant emotional response from me. And it really helped shape my worldview in some way.
I don't want to keep stopping, but I'm going to talk just a little bit. It's a Saturday stream, right? You folks have already got a ton of Gorlworld. We'll do a little more in a minute. I'm getting sidetracked. I used to love goth and industrial. My best friend growing up, the one who passed away, he was a big fan of industrial music. He was into punk music a lot too. Later he got more into punk rock, but we were we loved listening to industrial music. We listened to Ministry. We listened to Scold. We listened to Pig. Pig was my favorite. I don't even remember half the bands. He and I would like, he would find like all these like weird obscure bands. I think his sister like went to art school or something, so she knew like all these weird bands, and he would like, and we would like hang out, we would get high, listen to music. He was a cool dude. He was a cool dude. Yeah, Rob Zombie, I guess, like as a singer. Oh, welcome in, Pop Tarts. If I didn't welcome you in, if you're a first time chatter, glad to have you. If not, welcome in. It could be. It could be. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it was just, I was surprised because on the recording he sounds so great, you know. And yes, spoken word, from what I've heard, that is basically what it is. It's like it's just speaking over, like speaking to an audience, maybe with a backing track. I actually like rap music, and I would agree with that. Most rap concerts are pretty weak because most rappers are recording artists rather than performing artists. A few of them like really try to be good performers, but for the most part, they're not. They don't really put in the the time and the effort to really get good at that. They're more about the recording. Oh, geez, Middle Illinois. I'm sorry to hear that. He has done some wild movies, yeah. Geez, let me catch up on these comments real quick. Sisters of Mercy, not so much Sisters of Mercy. I used to listen. What was another one I listened to? Die Krups. I like them. I can think of probably like 10 of them if I really sat down. Like I remember used to get all these cool like German bands. Front 242, they were cool. I remember them. Velvet, Acid Christ, like these names, I haven't remembered them in like 20 years. Skinny Puppy, yeah, he loved Skinny Puppy. That was his favorite. I like Linkin Park. I know a lot of people hate them because they're all commercial, but I liked them. I can admit it. I liked Soundgarden too. I was never like a big Nirvana fan, but I liked Soundgarden a lot. Oh, that's so cool. That's cool. I used to really like Ministry a lot when I was younger. Was never like a huge fan, but I liked them. I like pretty much all the like I don't say I like all the industrial acts, but I like a lot of them. All right, enough sidetrack. We're getting so sidetracked. Let's get back to the Gorlworld.
Like very, I guess you could say philosophical ways. And he has a lot of older spoken word. But he went on tour. And I met him in Georgia. Maybe it wasn't 2014 that the video came out. I'd have to check, but I went with one of my best friends who didn't really know much about him. I think I paid for her ticket, but I couldn't afford to buy her the VIP ticket. She was cool with that.
Meldana, I can relate to that. I was visiting New York City, I want to say the year 2000. I'd been there. It was the first and last time I was there, and I was there with my father. It was something involving a family member. Details aren't important. But he was like, hey, you want to go see the World Trade Center? And I was like, nah, it's not going anywhere. Well, yeah, right? That happened. That actually happened. We went to the top of the Empire State Building. We were going to go to the World Trade Center too. And I was like, it ain't going anywhere. I'll see it next time.
But I bought the VIP experience, and I saw him at the Masquerade. I did leave early because his rap is like, it's not bad. It's just not my normal forte. But I paid for the VIP because the VIP was like a small group of people, and he stood in front of us and he did a spoken word performance. And that was what I wanted.
I want to say it is, but somebody who really knows their stuff could probably explain how it's different. But for our purposes, we could say it's the same.
I wanted that. Like I wanted to meet him because his spoken word.
Or I guess we could say spoken word would be a performance of poetry. Maybe that's the way to describe it. Spoken word is poetry being performed publicly, I think, or being recorded or being performed. Poetry being performed.
YouTube videos,
I think.
His content helped me so much through my process of leaving Mormonism, and I got the opportunity to like shake his hand and tell him that to his face, and it was really cool. I really enjoyed meeting him. He's a really cool dude. If you've never heard of George Watsky, you should look his shit up. You should, especially like his original stuff, like when he first made his channel. But what was the name? I don't remember the name of the album, but it has the word castles in it. I think that was the tour I met him on. So,
You scroll far enough back on my Instagram, there's a picture of us together. My dog is growling at the screen. I don't know why. Oh my gosh. Welcome to being old. It's so real. Time does need to slow down. Losers Club is the band. They are going to be doing big things in 2026. Something cool. The color of the drink is so pretty. Yeah. What kind of notice? I'm going to make more of the Adomi that my friend got me. And that package you sent me a while back.
Holy crap. I found I'm looking at my shoe here. There's a dead ant. I thought it was a wasp. It's a flying ant. It's a dead flying. Wow. That's the time of year, right? We got these giant flying ants. Crazy. I freaked out. I thought it was a dead wasp. I was like, what? I stepped on a wasp?
To get started, because I want my carrots to be like done or almost done at least. You should give a house tour. No. Thank you. But no. You know. For like,
it must have flown in earlier. You know, it's that time of year. We got those flying. I mean, down south we have them. Maybe I don't know if you have them elsewhere, but here we have flying ants at this time of year. Some of them are pretty darn big. Like you might think it's a wasp or something. They look scary, but they can't actually sting you.
Several reasons.
Oh, I was a big fan of Alice in Chains. That was my favorite rock band.
Biggest one is safety. But yeah. How long do the carrots take? Well,
you know what, folks? I'm having a lot of fun, but I'm starting to run out of steam a little bit. I think we're gonna wind this down in just a little bit. But I have had a ton of fun. Thank you, everybody, for coming by.
I put 30 minutes. It's at 3:50, so it might take about that long. It could go up to 45. Depends.
I've never personally seen a roach flying, but I've seen some massive roaches. I mean, they call them palmetto bugs, and I guess technically they're a little bit different, but they are big and they look scary. And they are chunky. Like you could hear them crawling. They're so big, you can actually hear them crawling on a tile floor. At least I can. I have good hearing. I can hear them crawling.
Start sooner than that. Like I'm just gonna wait for probably at least 15 minutes.
Oh yeah, that was a cool industrial band.
Listen, you know, I know that a lot of that stuff is asked as innocent requests. You know what I mean? So
Frontline Assembly. Remember Frontline Assembly? That was a good one.
Don't sweat it. My godson Preston started junior lifeguards today. I'm so proud of him. Oh, that's awesome, Lavina.
I don't mind spiders. I have found house centipedes before. I found a giant centipede once at my grandparents' house. They lived out in the country. Scared me. It was so big. I've never seen such a big centipede before in my life. I mean, I've seen them on TV, like on pet stores. It was so big, it should have been somebody's pet.
That looks good on you, Rosie. Thank you so much, Joyful. I was trying to look at something. Sorry.
Thank you so much, Canada Cool. We're going to be winding down just a minute or two.
But,
thank you very much. Have a wonderful time, and thank you so much. Thank you so much for the and thank you so much, everybody, for the memberships, the super chats, all of the new subscribers, all the commenters, anyone watching the replay, all you folks. Thank you so much for coming by.
At the band Hailstorm at Rock on the Range, and I had wrote a letter for the lead singer, Izzy. Is that spelled right? And I got to give her the letter. It was a lovely moment. That's awesome. It's just I can't tell if that's spelled right or not. Because if it is, that's an interesting it's an interesting name.
Yeah, I'm not a poser. I know my stuff.
Just got home from work, got some Chinese food, about to watch you play Symphony. Hell yeah, Jeff.
Same way. Same Capricorn, I'm exactly the same. I become a bit of I'm usually pretty, I think of myself as being pretty stoic, pretty tough, but I get the heebie-jeebies if a big old wasp lands on me. Welcome in, Sense of Wander. Oh, I'm sorry, we're just shutting it down right as you're getting here, but hopefully you'll be able to enjoy the replay. Thank you for coming by. Hopefully I'll see you on the next one.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so Lizzie without the eye. Cool.
Great question, Jody. Allegedly, she was 500 pounds as the time when she was leaving high school. We're winding it down tonight, but thank you so much for coming by. Hopefully, you'll enjoy the replay, and hopefully I'll be able to see you on my next stream on Wednesday.
All right.
Good to see you, Talia.
I need to come up with an idea.
Ugh.
The way to use these ranch flavored. It is a special drink, yes. We're gonna stick with unflavored today. Because ranch just doesn't go with the ramen vibes. I mean, it honestly probably wouldn't taste bad. But
Take it easy, everybody. Now I'm gonna head on out. Thank you so much, everyone. Goodbye, everyone. Have a wonderful evening. And I hope to see you all next on this Wednesday. Goodbye.